another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your comforts together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling.
I can't do what I usually do, child, because I'm eating. And it's going to come out wrong. So, hey, hello. I told you I'm eating. Anyway, y'all know it's nighttime. My allergies are starting to act up. My eyes are watering every damn well. Hello to all of my tea sippers, my crumpet dunkers, my tea brewers, my pot stirrers, and my tea leaf readers, honey. What's going on? It's another glorious day, babies. And y'all know what time it is, honey. I know you got all of y'all crumpets, but darling, it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meats. What's up? Okay. I'm trying to get it together. I had it together, but then I went to go get something to eat, and it just threw everything off, right? So it's all gravy. It's all good in the hood. Okay? So we've had a fascinating week, and I know folks over here within District T Entertainment, Atlanta Hot Radio, Artist First Entertainment, Night Hot Network, honey, all of us, in some way, shape, style, form, or fashion, have been conversing and expounding on what's been happening within this last week. It has just been a lot of it just seems as though, child, we're wondering how in the hell do we do it? How are we getting through the day? How are we getting through the week? And carrying on. What you say, Hugh? What are you over there eating on, Meats child? Okay, I'm gonna answer that question nicely. Because the first half of it, you don't want to know. Second half, this here was it was some chicken breast that was given to me, honey. It was marinated in what did she say she marinated that damn thing in? Oh damn it, I forgot what she said. It was a marinade, and then she had put a little bit of blackened seasoning on it and carried on and this, that, and the other. And what it was so tender. Oh, it was vegetable stock. Okay, she had taken the chicken and marinated in vegetable stock, and then she seasoned it, and then put some blackening seasoning on it just a little bit, just to give it a little kick and a little spice. So when I was first tasting it, it's flaky, like it was fish, and I was like, "What's going on? Is this chicken?" And I had to get it to them. Yeah, it's chicken, but it's flaky like whiting fish, honey. And it's really, really good. Okay. So I'm like, and then she baked it, honey. How about that? She baked it. Ooh. Okay, good cheer. So that there. And this is just regular raspberry lemonade, no alcohol, because I want to get serious and I don't want to be up under the influence, because see, I'm a happy drinker. I like to be happy and carry on. I like to laugh and this, that, and the other. But see, when we get serious into these conversations, see, when I start cussing, then the cussing gets a little bit that way. And see, when I call bitches, honey, it's gonna have a different sting to it. So, yeah. Okay, Nick, you know what I'm talking about. Nikki in the wings waiting. I'm gonna bring you up in a second. Let me say hi to everybody. Okay, Jan, hey boo, we all got PTSD, darling. Okay, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna really get into that. What's up, Theo? What's happening, baby? Okay, you don't be laughing at me. Don't you be laughing at me? Okay, because yeah, my baby from Alabama was up here earlier today. He only came in for it was a quick turnaround visit. He had to come and pick up some clothes. He bought him some clothes because he's doing a photo shoot for his birthday. His birthday is next Thursday, the 29th. So he's doing a photo shoot and stuff. So yeah. Okay, so that was kind of cute. That was kind of cute. Okay. Um, when you start talking about that Derek case, I got lots to say. Okay, you know what? Okay, okay. Sound like you want to come up in here, Miss Marla. Okay. And the whole thing of it is this. Uh I like how Jan said we all got PTSD. Okay. Um and the sad thing about it is that it no longer affects us as blacks. And I don't know if it's sad or I don't know if that's a relief. You know what I mean? Because we for so long, this has been our hell over the last 400 years. You know what I'm saying? We have redefined behavior modification. We have readjusted. We have done all of that. And even if it wasn't the slave trade, let's just go for the simple fact that we were stolen and brought here before slavery. Let's go before slavery. We were stolen and brought here, and we had to fight on the ships and stuff to regain who we are and this, that, and the other. That was the ancestors, because I wasn't there. Okay, this was the ancestors. But can I talk about it from the part of the history that I know, and that there is, uh, um, my great grandmother is Eliza Smith. Okay, and her husband Frank, who birthed my grandmother, who birthed my mother. Okay, just in that history alone. Okay, uh in my lineage here. Okay, and I told y'all before, my great grandmother was a slave. Okay, she had a brand, and now I never saw the brand, but I knew my great grandparents, and just in that, you know, I tell folks as a black gay man, my 9/11 was March 4th, 1970. Okay, when I was birthed. And came into this existence. And if I want to get technical about it, okay, the day that I realized that I was different, you know, I've always had to fight and carry on for me to be me all of my life. Okay. Uh However, I it did not become a real struggle till maybe 1980. I was 10 years old. So I have been fighting for me and dealing with a lot of what we deal with as far as police and this, that, and the other since that time. Okay. So when we talk about what's going on in our world and uh this this verdict, okay, when we look at this verdict, I was nervous. I was real nervous because I listened to the closing arguments of the defense attorney. And the way how he kept saying the word reasonable, he was setting up to where he was trying to create a reasonable doubt. And I had to pull myself out of that because I was getting pissed. Because at one point, as far as I was concerned, this was an open and closed case, right? Because of what the evidence, we saw what happened. We saw it. There was no edit in the video. We saw it. Okay, we saw it. However, one of the things I do know is that when I was on the debate team at Cody High School, that is, we had to pay attention to the words. Okay, we had to pay attention to the words that we were using because It's all about your wording. If you don't say this and don't say this, and then make sure that you got clauses in there to protect yourself, you will get off on a fucking technicality. Okay? Which is why I don't like the word justice. I can't stand it when folks say we want justice. No, the fuck we don't. We don't want justice. I want retaliation. I want retribution. I want you to pay for what you've done. That's what I want. Because I keep going back to Trayvon, and when George Zimmerman got off, justice was served. Why? Because according to the letter of the law, they found a technicality that the law required and the law gave permission to, and he got off. Okay, so justice was served. It was just served cold. Okay, so now I get tired. I when we go protesting, no justice, no peace. I'm sick of that chant because it's inaccurate. Okay, it is inaccurate. Okay, damn that. No, it ain't about no justice. No, fry this food. Okay, fry this food, or it's going down. That's what needs to be said. Ain't not because it's not about justice anymore. Okay, it is not about justice. Wait a minute. Oh, was it really reasonable? Was used 127 times. Child, you lying. Okay. Whoever sat down there and counted that, thank you. I didn't have the strength to it, but I knew it. But see, as we all know, it's just like how many of y'all listen to the radio or whatever and don't realize how is it that a song that you know you don't like, all of a sudden you start singing it and chatting and shit. Why? Because of the repetition. On the radio, they play it 15,000 times within a span of 2 hours. How many times have you gotten out of your car? You had the radio on, you turned the station, okay, you got out your car because the song was on. You're like, oh, okay, I'm so sick of that song. When you get back in the car is back on as if you didn't turn the damn radio off. Okay, damn it, at the same spot. How many of you have, and when you know it's in rotation, because damn it, you could hear the rotation. At the top of the hour, they got the same 10 songs that they play in the same order. So that's how you know that it got back to the top of the hour and the rotation, because it's like, okay, they're going to play this in this particular order. When you start doing that, that's the power of repetition. They teach us that in school. That's how we learn how to school. That's how we. When you set the timetable, you keep having to say it over and over. That's what Schoolhouse Rock was about. If you learned the song, honey, you was gonna get it, right? How you learn your timetable? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 55, 50. Stop. 5 times 12 is 60. Yeah. 1, 2. Okay, then you got a little beat to it, right? Da, 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 3. Okay. Okay. So if repetition is the thing, the way how he kept saying a reasonable officer would do this, and a reasonable officer would do that. And remember, we're not looking at this from the eyes of the doctors who had time to look at the video and look at it from different angles to give you an explanation. We're talking about a reasonable officer who was in the heat of the moment and was right there on the scene. And when he said that, I said, motherfucker, if he gets off on this technicality, God help us all. Because all of a sudden, I felt all of the weight of the world just on my shoulders and in my throat. Because I didn't even watch the whole 3 hours of his summation because I couldn't. I just couldn't. I had heard enough within that 30 minutes to where I said, "Oh Jesus, if this man get off, I have no, I don't want to be held responsible. But if the world blows up, then child, we ask for it, okay? And for this to come out the way that it did, yes, I was like, okay, they got it right. They got it right, okay. But here's where this is, and I'm going to bring Nikki in here now. This ain't the time to celebrate, damn it. We got a battle. Bitch, we won a battle, but this war is far from over. You understand me? This war is far from over. Okay? Come on up in here, Nick, with your new hair.
The Purple Queen is back, honey. This purple
Okay.
is back. I was ready for Prince's birthday. Got it in a little late on that day. I mean, it's that day. Y'all know what I mean? We celebrate Prince. But let's just go and get right into it. Because I'm going to tell you guys how I knew the verdict was in. He posted it in our car club thing. And Buck was in the meeting in the middle of an all men's panel, a serious time on Beagle. And we had vowed to keep the women out so that we could just listen to the men.
Did you?
Yeah, so like yeah, we was me and Natural was on it, honey. Women was trying to get it. We was like, listen, ladies, it's for the men. You just want to sit down here, listen, give them respectful change. When you put that verdict in the thing, I say, hold on, E, sorry, news announcement. That's how we got it. I am so in agreement with you, and we were talking about this on the panel yesterday. Everybody was giving, how do you feel? How do you feel? I said, yeah, I'm okay. Thank you. Am I happy about the verdict? Yes. Thank you. But first of all, to me, what this feels like is a pacifier.
Oh, say it. Come on.
Because
Come on.
am I excited that you finally said yes, they're guilty because he was guilty? Or were you going, because I was waiting for you to tell me I didn't see what I saw. But then I can't get too happy because everybody before him and everybody since then and everybody else is not going to get that verdict.
Right.
And we still don't know if that verdict mean what we want it to mean.
Right.
Because you said it don't mean he going to get what he should get.
He should get this. And for me, this case does not mean anything if he gets anything under 30 years.
Period.
You understand me? He gets anything under 30, this ain't meaning shit.
Because
And the reason why I say 30 is because the two counts said that there was 15 years maximum, 15 to 20. Okay, whatever that max is, there was 15 years max, 15 years max. I said, okay, that's 30 years because you're guilty on all three counts. And I think the last one they said like was 4 months or whatever that last one was.
That was like second-degree manslaughter. So
yeah,
to get you 4 months.
Okay, whatever it was. I thought I read 4 months, but don't quote me on that. But they better not come out with nothing under 30 years. You understand me?
And I'm with
if
you.
They do.
If they burn it down, they burn it down. Y'all always hear me say, listen, first of all, y'all know I'm always on the side of a Malcolm X type thing. I ain't never peaceful about this thing because of how I feel about you ain't been nothing but violent to us since your borders here. Okay. So no, I don't care. But I do think it's a waste for us to be burning down stuff because oftentimes we're doing it around us. We're not thinking about us. You burn down our stuff. They don't give a damn if we burn down our stuff. And then you got to think about your elders. You done burnt down all the damn stores and the pharmacies and stuff. They can't get their medicine. They can't get their regular stuff. All kinds of stuff. So for me, that shit is always like, why do you do that? But if you burn it down, guess who won't be saying that this time? And my father and my mom are elders. My mother just got out the hospital. And if I got to fly home to make sure they get what they need, then whatever. Because, and for me, and it's just me, it could be the jury was really on it this time, right? But for me and my conspiracy theory ass, y'all make sure that verdict was guilty because you already knew what the fuck was going to happen. And
now,
anything less.
Okay, now to that point, I'm gonna bring this bitch up, and I think I'm gonna have to intertwine her because I was trying to make her a separate issue, but we're gonna have to intertwine her. That's their goddamn Candace Owens and folk like her. Okay, because she went on Fox News with what the hell, that Tucker Carlson. Now I didn't see the whole thing. I just saw the clip that they've been showing, and she basically said that this victory is a victory for the Democrats because it was pressure from the mob, and the mob is sitting up there celebrating because basically they said if you don't convict, then you was going to loot and rob and burn down and destroy communities. She feels that this was not a fair trial. And I was
Well,
like,
she
a
been
fair
saying
trial
since the
how?
beginning that we was making him a martyr and all
Well,
this
see,
old shit.
here's where this is
Martyr.
for me, and we're going to get into this too a little more because she just put something up about the Ma'Khia Bryant case. The question becomes, what makes a martyr? Okay, what is a martyr? Okay, because a martyr is someone who does something on purpose.
I was going to
They
say, isn't
sacrifice.
martyr chooses to die for the cause?
Exactly.
So the
They
fact that you trying to tell him he's a martyr, he didn't want
right.
to die.
Exactly. The thing that bothers me with her assessment, okay, and I'm saying it this way because she has some valid points in what she's saying. The problem that I'm having is she is equating all of this to say that because these are so-called criminals, you were doing something for the cops to be called on you. So here, she said, well, George, well, he had fentanyl in his system. He was in trouble with the law 9 and some odd times or whatever. That ain't got nothing to do with this particular case right here, bitch. Okay? Because,
Y'all know y'all don't want to get me started on that bitch because I do.
okay, that had nothing to do with this right here. Right now, what we're talking about is the behavior of the officer.
And the fact that you can't see anything wrong with that behavior lets me know that bitch was a mental case. And most of the time,
Yeah.
I don't even need to address anything that she says because then I feel like I'm beating up on the mental health because the bitch is retarded. I'm just gonna tell you. And y'all know how y'all am. I'm an advocate for mental health. The bitch, she needs some medicine. Y'all need to recalibrate her meds or something because if you cannot see anything wrong with that man's knee being on that man's neck for 9 fucking minutes when he was not resisting, he was already in handcuffs, and he couldn't stop and just pick him up, put him in the car.
But why did they
He
take
was
him
supposed
out?
to die for a $10 counterfeit bill or $20. They keep going back and forth. If it was 10, if it was 20. So you're telling me he was supposed to die for a counterfeit bill?
And what she's saying is that the officer was doing his job.
Where's that his job? Because I didn't watch the trial, but I heard bits and pieces, and I heard the police captain say,
that's not right.
Not your job. We do
Right.
not train you to do that. You
Right.
do not do what we are trained to do.
Right.
That's what I heard.
Right. Right. Okay.
And that
exactly.
part I appreciate it.
Per CNN, Chris called my girl. They caught it the hell out them damn reasonables. Okay. I'm worried about his appeal, and he needs life plus an ass whooping from Ike Turner.
Come on. And see, this is the thing. They said, yeah, kids do. That's what I was gonna say. I told when you was doing that, kids learn by repetition. I told all my kids how to spell their name, their address, their phone number, everything. I made a song. Hell, we done taught Lily how to do her lowercase B's, D's, G's, and all that stuff. We done made up a line dance. Ask Red when he come in here. The thing is, when you feel like it's okay for this, like, yeah, he's going to be able to get an appeal. Somebody has said to me, is one of the people in my family over there, right? And we were all going around the thing, and I love Booba too, because Booba's very kind. And so she was like, I just hope, he find peace in his heart to deal with what he did. I said, not me. Sure don't. I hope you never know no peace, bastard.
No,
I hope
no,
your ass
because
for God to forgive, not me. Sorry, I ain't there that. I hope your ass is tormented for the rest of your life. And you're going to be tormented because they can't put you in general population.
right.
So you're going
No,
to be by yourself.
they can't put him in general pop because he's a former officer, girl. Did you realize how many cops, how many people he gonna run into that he put in there?
Exactly. So they can't put you in general population. You're going to be by yourself. So you don't have nothing to do but think. And I
You
hope
better
you
think.
torment your ass every single
Think
day.
about what you're trying to do to me. You will
Okay?
think.
Think.
Ah,
It's
come
for
on.
God to forgive. And for I hope you know peace. Ever.
Okay. It says a lot about the lack of moral compass for an attorney that would have to defend a creature, not man, like Derek Chauvin. That's why so many hate lawyers upon meeting them. There they mention that that being their profession. You know what? Here's the thing, and it's a double-edged sword. That's to come. I like to watch the movie The Devil's Advocate. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. That's why I love that movie Devil's Advocate, honey. Because here's where it is, and I told y'all this before. Working in Detroit, I was working for the security company called Java Security, JOWA. Okay, not no, no. I'm sorry, that wasn't them. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Java was my very first security company. What's the name of the damn? I can't think of the company. John Rutherford was the owner of this particular company. And when he was giving us our security training, because he trained us, he sat there and told us that he was a defense attorney. And he was an attorney for 25 years. And he never lost a case. I said, "You ain't never lost a case." He said, "No, I've never lost a case." I said, "Damn, you a crook."
Period.
And that came out my mouth so fast, I didn't have time to think
But
about it.
it's the truth.
But I
Because it
said,
is their
there's no
job, even
way,
when they know that their clients are guilty,
right?
to
There's no
make
way
sure.
that at a 25-year history, you have a perfect record. Okay.
He was a
A,
criminal
a
attorney, a
win,
defense
a
criminal.
defense attorney. Okay. I don't know if it was criminal defense. He just said defense attorney.
Okay.
But still,
Yeah,
you
he was.
have no losses in 25 years. Okay. Um, and I say that because he is one of the people I think of when I think of lawyers and things of that nature who actually go up in here to defend the status quo, because basically it's an easy task. Because I don't have to prove anything. The burden of proof is on the prosecution. You're the one that got to build a case to sit down there and say yes, 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 and yes. All I have to do is throw a monkey wrench to create reasonable doubt that what you said ain't true, and boom, okay, there you have it. So a lot of times when we're dealing with this, I think oftentimes folks take cases like this to make themselves. Okay,
Yeah.
they're trying to build a name and this, that, and the other. Because I thought that the defense attorney was very timid myself. In the little bit that I've seen of him, honey, I'm like, oh, he was so timid and he kept over speaking or misspeaking or whatever. I said he nervous as hell,
He's
you
scared.
know. So I was like, okay, well, all right, whatever. Okay,
Because what if they all had a real good moral compass and some shit they just said no to? If everybody
right,
said no. Then what?
okay,
What
then
happened?
what? But at the same time, this is why I kept saying when he kept going in, and now he's trying to give definitions, because he was giving definitions of what reasonable was, and then he had took um something out of their rules and regulations and procedures, and this is they could do this with a reasonable, they could use their body for force. He broke it, and I'm looking at
Yeah,
that,
but
and I
where was
was
the
like,
force needed? Where was the force
yeah.
needed?
And I was like, really? And how he was breaking it. He was doing his job, but he was pissing me off at the same time. Okay. Because I said, because he was working. And I'm like, all it takes is for somebody to come in and have who was thinking one way and then sit down there and have a whole change of mind because of how he presented his particular case. And that would have just fucked it up. Because this could have went a whole nother way, and I was not having that. But you know, this is what. But let's look at that. What you just said, as far as looking at lawyers and the profession, because you're talking about lawyers. Anything that deals with law, lawyers, police officers, judges, hell, security officers for that matter. You know, and we're the low end of the totem pole. You know, but even in that particular manner, anything that deals with law, a lot of folks sit up there. You know, security, we sit up there. We're called rent a cops all day, so a lot of folks won't look at us as legitimate. Okay. But then at the same time, I tell folks all the time, security officers are just paid snitches. That's a harsh way of putting
You
that.
run up on the wrong armed security guard if you want to.
Right. So, you know, so we have that particular moniker to deal with. So anytime it deals with that, I mean, even me, I work with police officers because, you know, I have to call them when I need backup and carry on because my power is limited. At the same time, while we're on the job, I get it because I get to interact with them on one level. When I'm not at work and I'm out of uniform or whatever, it's a whole different beast. Because now you don't see me as somebody who has some semblance of intelligence. What you see is a black face. I'm 6'4",
I was getting ready to say
365 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And depending on your religious beliefs or how masculine you are, if you see a queen on top of it, then you see weakness in me and think that I'm just gonna do X, Y, and Z. Or because I've had this happen before too. It was on the down low, but it was done in an effort of trying to provoke me. And that was, he didn't necessarily offer me sexual favors. Okay. But he got to talking in that particular regime, you know, and carrying on and this, that, and the other. And I was like, what the fuck is this? You know, and so when you have all of that, it becomes just shit added on to add on, and it becomes problematic. So when you're talking about the public trying to date, trying to just be social or whatever, just to go into the bar or whatever, I'm a police officer, oh shit. You know, and or we start to question them. But what you doing in here drinking? How you gonna be protected and served if you in here drinking? See, we get judgmental. So it's all of that, okay? Or we'll then see them as cool people or whatever. I mean, well, how come y'all ain't sit up there doing this? And how come y'all don't point this out? Or how come y'all don't get, you know, all of y'all get together and stamp out the bad ones? You know,
right.
it
And that's
becomes a
usually
whole
the thing. And it's like, you got to think, when you only got one or two real good ones that's ready to stand up in each precinct, what they supposed to do?
okay.
Because, I mean,
Okay.
you know, you got to think about it on both sides.
Exactly. The judge had to cut him off at hour two and a half. Really? The
I
judge
heard somebody
stopped him?
else
I
tell
didn't
me
know
that.
that.
Somebody else told me that.
Okay,
Yes.
life plus an I turn an ass whooping. Okay. Say it again.
Or look, or Tina after she got too motherfucking sick of Ike shit. How about one of
See.
those with a high heel
Justice.
kick to the face?
Okay, justice has been changed to just us in prison. Aha. Come on,
It's always
Theo.
been just us. It's been them. Just
Okay,
them.
I'm with you. I've been outraged since Malcolm, Martin, Mega, Emmett, and God knows how many others. And why is sentencing taking so long? 8 weeks? Come on, I agree. But I guess they got to give him time to appeal or whatever the case may be. So that whatever that is, whatever
Nope.
that process
Nope. You
is,
know I know that. Nope. They don't have to wait for that because you can't put your appeal in until after you've been sentenced.
you get the sentence. How about that? Okay.
So it ain't that. They're allowing him to get his affairs in order. How about that?
Oh, listen, don't go there. Don't do that because you know we did that our very first show. Okay.
You know that's what's
And
happening. They allowed to get their affairs in order.
okay. Wait a minute. I went too far. I'm trying to get all the comments, but I hit something. Oh, I know why, because I hit those earlier. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Yes,
Say it.
accountability.
Just accountability. Exactly.
And we can't, you guys, we
Okay.
cannot get so excited. Like, I am so ecstatic that, you know, this is
Mm.
one step in that direction. Yeah, that's what I said. It's Yep. It's a past life, honey.
The
The
judge
judge
is
is
suspect.
suspect.
I bet he get 12 to 15. You know what, girl? And it would be time to elect that motherfucker out.
Right on out of it.
Okay, it'll be time to take his ass up out of his office and let him go ahead on and become a regular citizen. I'm still afraid that Derek Chauvin will not get the time that he deserves. He needs to go down for at
He
least
needs to
40
get the
max.
man.
Okay,
He do. And you know what? Even because, hey, bro, he needs to get it to start setting a precedent for the other ones to know. Hold on, I might not win. If it slowly starts getting it to think, oh shit, they locking us up for real now.
okay,
If it can do that, that's what I want. Yeah, I want his ass to die there, and I don't want him to die. I want him to die there. I want you to die
there,
very
exactly.
slow. I don't want you to know no peace. I hope you stupid enough to not ask God for no forgiveness the whole
Okay,
time you're there, because you know they say if we ask for it, we got to get it. So I hope you don't never. I hope you too stupid to ask for it,
right,
because I want your ass to suffer. Sure do.
right, okay, exactly. Blankly blank dot dot dash, as my
Okay.
friend's grandmother used to say. My play grandmother, oh Evan, honey, she didn't cuss. She'd say, oh blankly blank dot dot dash.
Listen, she is crazy. I'm
She is a
telling you.
contradicting puppet. You
That
know
girl
what?
needs some medicine because she is brainwashed.
Okay.
She got
What?
Republican Stockholm syndrome.
And very few, right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Her point. She. I hear what she's saying. Okay. When she talks about um the whole idea of being victimized and this, that, and the other. But see, she's in a world where she absolutely believes in the American dream being land of the free, home of the brave, and this, that, and the other. You do right, and the police is supposed to be right there at you. And I'm like, bitch, in what world are you living?
Because
Because
it was never meant for us, honey.
everybody who has done that. In fact, prior to your existence, that's all we did. The our ancestors, our grandmother, that's what the whole march was for, because they were the upstanding citizens. Hell, when you didn't want us to be in your goddamn stores, we had our own shit. We had Black Wall Street, we had
What you
Black
do? You
Bottom.
burn them all
You
down.
burned them down because you got mad because you had to come to us for shit. Okay,
Exactly.
so
Because
now
who
when we
was going to
had our
wipe in your
own,
shit? Because we was all too busy doing our own shit.
right? So
Because
then
you didn't know how to do nothing. Because we have been doing it all.
over time. So now we get to this particular case where you know that they flooded the neighborhoods with the drugs and the guns and carried on as a means of what? Trying to snuff us out.
Wait a minute. And from the famous movie, what you call? What Nino Brown said? I don't see no poppy fields growing in the ghetto.
Right.
How we get here? This is the
Yeah, I heard that he had other cases, and there's something about him had another guy with the knee on the neck for like seven or something. It was longer than that, like 17 minutes or something. That they said it didn't show up. They couldn't use that in the case.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
can't.
I just heard that on the news today.
But this is the thing. Why does anybody defend that? And that has nothing to do with being black or white. Candace, you always talk about this American dream and America this and America that.
Okay,
All right.
come on, girl.
She's always talking about,
Go
what this
ahead,
is and
Buck.
what this is. If this was the land of the free and the home of the brave, then you tell me, I sound like, you tell me why when us as a people went and fought in the wars and all of those stuff, when they came back, they treated us like shit.
Exactly.
If
Okay.
this land is all about us and people go fight for this land, did you fight, Kansas? Did your daddy fight? Did your brother fight? Anybody? Just tell me anybody.
Right.
You don't know what that shit mean? Like, something is wrong with you, delusional little girl.
How can the guy that supported Zimmerman and then turn around and tell the people on TV that all he had to do is have one person to have reasonable doubt? He basically said he didn't believe Zimmerman. Exactly. Because he didn't.
Nobody did.
The lawyer didn't know how to cross-examine at all because he. Okay, exactly.
And that look,
He
that's
was
exactly
best.
why his ass wasn't getting on that damn stand because he was scared to get cross-examined.
Exactly. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on. I went to. There we go.
He said he was best at his closing argument because his old case was terrible.
Well, okay. Hey, they wouldn't even let the prosecutor bring forth that Derek Shiver and George Floyd knew each other from working at the
And
nightclub.
that don't make no sense to me.
Exactly. They said Derek was rough on all blacks at the nightclub, but the judge wouldn't allow that. Wouldn't allow them to bring that in.
That makes absolutely no
That
sense to
well,
me.
I don't understand that because that goes to show his character. If we got character witnesses or whatever, why wouldn't he allow that? Because it would have prejudice. It would have been prejudicial to the
but at
judge.
the end of the day, you have to think about it. You showed us, we knew you knew him, so you either liked them or you absolutely didn't.
Okay.
And they couldn't let us see that, even though we knew.
Girl, you did not. Yes, you did. Oh, his middle name was Demetrius. How about that? John K. Demetrius. Right. October 27, 2000 to April 11, 2021. Brooklyn Center, Minnesota.
Yes.
Shot. Brooklyn Center police officer. Okay. Damn. April 11th, 2021. Marvin David Scott III, 1995 to March 14, 2001. McKinney, Texas. Pepper spray, restrained and spit on. Okay. Asphyxiated. Yes. Okay. Yes. That was an autistic child, wasn't it? 7 colony jail detention officers. Damn. March 14, 2021. Patrick Lynn Warren Sr. October 7, 1968 to January 10, 2021. Killeen, Texas. Shot. Killeen police officer. January 10, 2021. Vincent Vinny M. Belmont to September. Child. Okay, you know what, girl? Yeah, and it cuts off there. I had to read the rest of that in Facebook. Okay. Black and brown deaths since 2019. Okay, since 2019. And catch it now, because last year we were on lockdown. Last year, 2020 was the year of lockdown. So all of the killings of that, and for those of y'all who go to Chicago, when they were still killing each other in Chicago, okay, we're going to deal with that too. Because I get tired of Chicago always coming up as, well, Black Lives Matter and just that and other. We keep talking about this. But at the same time, you keep saying that it don't matter. Where are you? If you saying Black Lives wasn't out there to march, how come you're not then? If you're not being the counter to it, Candace, and all these other folks, why are you not out there saying this is the problem that we need to look at? Why is it that y'all sit up there and attack BLM, okay, for saying, well, it could be this, and then you're not doing anything to counter that? If you're saying that they're fraud, then where is your counter?
Because I want to know, where are you in the neighborhoods teaching the young Black children?
Right.
Where you at, Candace? I ain't never heard you being in no inner city neighborhoods telling the kids how to get up out of that.
Doesn't matter what sentence he get, the cops are still going to be killing unarmed Black and brown people. Okay. The land of the free didn't include Black people. We were the brave because we had to be brave in this country. Ooh.
Come on, Theo.
Wait a minute. That's a quotable.
That's a whole T-shirt right there, honey.
Child, that's a quotable, honey. Oh my God. Come on up in here, the Dr. Evangelist. Because we had to be brave.
Hello.
Hey, Dr. Martha.
Hello, darling.
Hey, beautiful. I love your hair.
Thank you. Look, I get to be my age up here and still play with the kids.
Come on up in here, the Dr. Evangelist.
Woo.
Okay, wait a minute. Somebody got their sound on. Turn your sound down. Hello, darling.
Hey.
Yeah, you gotta turn your other sound. Yeah, wherever you was listening to was that.
Is it too loud?
No, we didn't want the feedback because I was hearing myself.
Yeah, when you listening to us on another device and you in it, we can hear it twice.
There we go. Oh no, turn it down a little more.
No, you gonna have to turn
you have to take the sound out. Don't worry about the sound. Just take your sound all the way out.
You can hear it
on the other devices.
Let me turn off my devices. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. We learning.
Mhm.
Take the sound out. Don't worry about the sound. Just take your sound all the way out.
That better? I got everything turned off but one.
If it's
Okay.
another one still on besides what you on, we still gonna get it.
I ain't got nothing else on.
Because I still hear one.
Let me make sure that ain't me. Hold on, because it might be my Facebook.
I got everything turned off but one.
If it's another one still on besides what you on, we still gonna get it.
I ain't got nothing else on. I ain't got nothing else on.
Still hear one.
Okay, I'm checking to make sure it ain't me.
I didn't even turn it. I'm just about to turn one on just because I forgot I had one.
What?
Where's that coming
I ain't
from?
got nothing else on. I ain't got nothing else on.
Okay, I'm checking to make sure it ain't me. Okay, Marla, that's you somewhere.
Yeah, it's somewhere. Something else.
This is off and this is off. Where's it coming from? Okay, wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm not on a different Facebook. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Sorry, y'all.
That's
Forgive
all right.
me. Okay. All right.
Okay, that girl, trust, that happened to me a couple of times. I forgot I was on the YouTube channel. I'm like, where in the hell is that coming from?
Look, and
Right.
I forgot that I didn't have one on. I usually just had mine turned down so I could just
Okay.
see what it looked like. So
Oh my
thank y'all,
goodness.
because y'all just made me turn it on so I could see. Oh, we cute, y'all.
I love your hair.
Thank you.
Gotta get that done.
So
Listen,
go for it, doctor.
listen, I about almost want to pee my pants up in here talking about this stuff. This done made me so mad. I posted all that because this is what we're dealing with in America right now.
Exactly.
And it's just horrible. And I was thinking, you know, we as a community have to start getting more involved too. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you could.
Because I saw her do that, so I wasn't sure. But we got to get more involved as a community, and that's what's really irritating me. Is this case is just nothing more than white supremacy. That's really all it is.
Right.
People, you know, and it's when I looked at that judge, he's the one I'm skeptical on.
Okay.
Because he wouldn't allow them to bring forth he wouldn't allow the stuff about him knowing George Floyd. You know,
Okay. Uh-huh.
he wouldn't allow them to bring a case about, they wouldn't be chauvin's to talk about any of Chauvin's past, but they they even showed the case of him being arrested before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was just so blatant. It was a blatant disrespect for George Floyd, even though he tried to, you know, they said he tried to do everything, but he blatantly did that. And that's what really bothered me. And then at the end, when that man knew that he didn't really win his case, he wanted to throw Maxine Waters under the bush, like she's the reason why they need to appeal later. And he wanted to do a mistrial before the day of the
For what cause?
Huh?
What was the cause?
He was saying he wanted to do a mistrial because Maxine Waters had said that the people need to stay out, and if it comes back, the verdict don't come out right, they need to stay out in the streets and become more
Confrontational.
Why? What's wrong with it? Y'all ain't say nothing to Trump when he sent everybody to the Capitol building.
Hello.
Right. Okay.
Hello.
I'm just asking.
Now here's the thing, because when they tried to get on Maxine, I had to be honest. I said, now you know what? Okay. They're trying to say it was insightful. Now, you know, we know Maxine's character, and she's old school. When she's talking about being confrontational and being in folks' face and carrying on, she's talking about letting your voice be heard.
Yes, and everybody knows that.
We know that. However, we do have those who want to sit down there and use anything to say, well, she said it, and use it as an excuse. And so that's what they were trying to trump up, no pun intended, okay, about Maxine, because she was so vocal against Trump. Okay.
Guess what? They knew that wasn't going to fly.
Well, right.
If you would have let that fly, then that mean it would have been another chaos because you let that he did.
Right. But how are you going to call it a mistrial based upon something somebody else said? They didn't say nothing. They didn't say nothing when a whole lot of people been talking about the case. How are you going to pick out one person? What she's
going to pinpoint her because she is who she is.
You know, it just burned me to my grill. And then now I know I heard you say something about going on. I mean, talking about the Micaiah case.
Yeah.
Okay, how I feel about that? I do feel like it's different, you know, but I also feel like they're trying to justify the reason why to come in there with that much force. There's no reason to have that much force.
Here is where I am with that. Okay, okay. Let's do this. Let me go to the clip. Let me go to the clip. We're gonna play the clip.
Thank you for coming tonight. My name is Michael Woods. I'm the interim chief of police for the Columbus Division of Police. Earlier today, we had a police-involved shooting. Normally, we don't provide information this soon, but we understand the public's need, desire, and expectation to have transparency upon what happened. We've worked very hard tonight to provide you a short video of the officer, the first officer that arrived at scene, and this is the officer that did ultimately fire his weapon. We are not able to provide all public records associated with this tonight because of the redaction process and the public records laws. What we will be able to show you is the basic information that we have from our records. These are only gleaned from information that we have available to us. We do not interfere with BCI's investigation, so no information was obtained through witness interviews or officer interviews. At approximately 4:32 this afternoon, officers were dispatched to 3171 Legion Lane. The information was that a caller said females were there trying to stab them and put their hands on them. Dispatchers tried to obtain information about weapons, but were unable to gather that information. Officers were dispatched at 4:36 and arrived at 4:44. We will play the first video in real time.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on? Hey, get down, get down, get down, get down.
This is a tragic incident for all involved, but especially for the family of the female. We're not releasing her name yet. We want to make sure that all next of kin has been notified. As I said earlier, the Bureau of Criminal Investigation is conducting the criminal investigation into this incident. At the conclusion of that investigation, the Division of Police will conduct an administrative review of the actions of this officer and all officers at scene. I can't answer a lot of questions at this point. Obviously, this is very new, and we're still gathering information that we can gather, but most of that information will be done by BCI. They're doing the investigation. We want to ensure that independent review from them, and we stay out of their way and provide the information that they request from us. Very good, girl.
She was 16 years old. She was an honor roll student. And Micaiah had a motherly nature about her. She promoted peace. And that's something that I want to always be remembered.
Exercising violence and using us for target practice, they don't know what peace is.
Okay. We're black. Yeah, we're black and we're back.
For real.
So can I get some clarification?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got that. They was fighting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So the one that got shot, was that the one that was stomping the other girl out? Because it didn't look like
it didn't look like it, actually.
No, here's where it is. Because see, I'm glad we're on this. I think that she had set up and knocked the girl down because she got up off the ground to go to the other girl. But the dude with the foot.
Yeah, he's not the one that
That bastard. Right
He's
there.
not the one that shot.
He's not the one that shot. It's the girl. Now, she did have the knife or
Okay.
whatever that was in her hand. Okay.
See, now, that's why
Now,
I'm saying.
here's where it is. Here's where it is, because looking from the dash cam, I mean the body cam, the officer's coming up trying to assess the case.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's going on? That's when Miss Thing fell on the ground. Wait. Then he sees Miss Thing with the knife. Tell everybody, get down, get down, get down. So he pulls because she now is trying to lunge. Now, in any other thing, we could I have to justify that. But what the problem becomes is this.
She didn't have a gun though.
Why
They
was
don't
it
have no taser.
deadly force? Why didn't he shoot her in the leg? He could have blew her goddamn
That's what I
leg.
think.
Like, you
That's
shot
what I
her like
think.
how many times? Shot her,
Okay.
like 4 times?
He
Four
killed
times.
four times.
Yeah, I
4
was about
times.
to say, I know I counted like bop, 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 bop.
Why did he not shoot her in the leg? Why didn't he
Why
shoot
did you
her in
keep
the
firing?
arm?
Why did
The
you
You know
keep?
what I'm
arm,
saying?
I can tell you why he didn't shoot her in the arm. Okay, she's coming in like this. The other girl's chest is right there. The other girl, if you know what I'm saying,
Okay. I
trying
got
to
it.
hit a target that small, is a
That
little
makes
different than the leg.
good. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because we
If
need
we
to
gonna break
understand.
it down, let's talk just like this. Because now
Mhm.
it's making sense. Okay, you couldn't go there in the heat of a moment. Okay, got it. Because what I want to attempt to do
Mhm.
is to sit down here. We always ask, why is it that deadly force is used?
Right.
Okay. In this particular instance, was the officer right? Yes, he was right, because he walked up on the situation that now he has to save another life because this girl is
It was chaotic. It was a very chaotic
it was
theater.
chaotic.
But
Now,
can I interject real quick just
go
on
ahead.
that point?
Come on.
Just on that point, okay. When you first of all, there was 2 other cops there, and I'm
Come on,
feeling
guys.
like
Come on.
the de-escalation they didn't try no
They didn't
de.
even try.
And that's what, come
So
on.
That's what I
Michaela,
keep saying about
Michaela
all these situations.
probably didn't even really realize they were there for, because she called them supposedly.
Right,
So the way I look at it is like y'all 2 other police officers didn't roll in there and ambush the people that you knew did not have a weapon.
right.
You could have went, y'all could have jumped in before she got to the other girl when
Exactly.
Right.
she first lunged at the girl that fell back. That's
Right,
when that other officer that was Mr. Slowpoke, he should have ran in there and got her
He
then.
could have
right,
tackled the shit out her
right,
ass
Right,
and nobody
right,
right,
would have been
right,
dead.
right. And
She'd
so
have been
that's
in
where I
handcuffs.
see,
And
you
that would have
got
been
more officers.
justified.
Why is one person always feel like they Mr. Billy Bad Butt? I don't
right,
understand that part.
Because that's making
right.
me believe you guys are
I'm
not
sorry
taught
to interrupt
anything
that.
but to shoot. You
Right,
ain't taught nothing else. You don't know how to, that's not a gun. It wasn't pointed at you. You
hmm
don't know how to de-arm somebody.
right. And then
You
the
couldn't
other
it was a
problem,
girl, you couldn't take her down.
right, exactly,
All y'all
exactly.
got is guns, ain't no tasers.
Here's the other thing too, because see, for me, I think what is most disturbing for me is this bastard with the foot that was kicking the other girl.
That was the
Number
shit.
one,
That's why I kept looking
and
confused. I'm
then
like, wait a
Well,
minute.
he didn't kick at her. He didn't kick her though. He
okay,
kicked
He
at her.
but
looked like he.
foot,
Look, I'm about to look
that
back.
foot was there.
Yeah, the foot was there. They
But
didn't shoot him.
but this is what he said though. He said, "Y'all shot my baby."
That was the dad. That was her dad.
My point exactly.
So
Why
you a
the hell
father
ain't you
out
out
there?
there
But wait, did
de-escalate
those
this shit?
girls come to
You
pick up
saw
his
her
daughter?
take the lunge.
Yeah.
Why did you stop her? And you the one who saw the goddamn cops. Why didn't? What is
It
this?
seems like it's a lot going on. Okay, so these girls came to fight the daughter.
Yeah.
Hold on.
And
And
Hold
then
on.
you
at her
still needed a
foster
little
home.
bit more control. Why would you be putting
Here's
your
where it is. Here's where it is, because there's a backstory. Let me read this. Okay, let me read this. This is coming from CNN. Okay. In a series of clips from police body camera video, Micaiah is seen holding a knife during a tussle with a young woman. An officer arrived on the scene, opened fire with the gun, appears to be attempt to stab a second young woman. She's a blanking kid. A man at the scene tells the officer all 4 shots were fired. Damn, you are stupid. Okay. Micaiah fell to the ground, the knife by her side. She came she came at her with the knife. The officer who fired his weapon is heard saying. The situation unfolded rapidly according to the clips from the body cameras of these three officers on the street. Micaiah was holding a knife in her right hand and charged a young woman dressed in pink who turned to her side as the teen appeared to attempt to stab her. That's when the shots were fired. Officers attempted life-saving measures almost immediately, said interim police chief Michael Woods, who said that the first medic was on the scene in 6 minutes. In the video, one officer asked where she hit. The officer started life-saving measures. Stay with us, he told the girl, and asked bystanders her name. Stay with us, Micaiah, he implored. Officers urged the community to wait until all facts came out. If an officer is faced with someone employing deadly force can be the response, Wood told reporters. Well, okay. I understand the outrage and emotional at this point. Department of Public Safety Ned Pettis Jr. said to the news conference, video shows there's more to this. It requires us to pause. A pair of CNN law enforcement analysts defended the officer's use of force as reasonable. If you don't shoot the young lady, she stabbed the other one, she says. Charles Ramsey, a former Philadelphia police commissioner, said of the officer's actions. But if he had no other alternative, in my mind, other than to take some action because of what was going on, the young lady who was shot was clearly the aggressor in the case. All right. Wait a minute, let me jump down because I want to get to this because all of this is about the damn shooting. I'm going to jump down to where okay, that's the police union. Hold on. Where is it? God damn it, come on. Okay, wait a minute. I got the wrong one. Basically what had happened was the girls, they all came over. All of them are former foster care folks at this house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they all came to come and wish the mama of the house happy birthday. Okay, the older girl, whoever the oldest was, got into a confrontation because they were talking about cleaning up the house and why the house was junky and carried on and blah blah blah. So that's how it started. Okay, then it escalated and grew viciously within a matter of seconds. Okay, to where they got to fighting. And whoever, I don't know who said this, but someone is saying, well, they argue all the time. We didn't think it was going to get this bad.
Mm-hmm.
Now, somewhere in this, if y'all in this goddamn house.
I'm about to go there because I'm a foster parent. And
okay.
I'm about to tell you.
If you in this house, you ain't got no better control. One of y'all saw this girl go in the kitchen.
Okay. Or
you understand me? One of y'all saw this girl go in the kitchen.
Well, someone else had said, there was some kind of video that said that the girl took the weapon away from another girl. So there was like a few teenagers there. So they had been taunting Micaiah for some reason, and she got the knife out of the other girl's hand. So I'm kind of thinking it may have been the one that fell. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I don't know. But being a foster parent and you got all these teenagers, you know what I'm saying? You got to be more involved. If they're over for a birthday,
who's the foster mom?
Who's the foster mom? Where was she at?
Dad, mom.
And then they always go into Micaiah's mom, and I'm not trying to take anything from that, but if that's now either they haven't distinguished whether that was the foster mom or the real mom.
Right.
But my thing is, if she's the real mom, then you don't really have no business being on there like you are.
Right.
Because you ain't got your own child.
Why is she over there?
Right. Why was she in foster care if she was such a good child like you say? Now I'm not saying she wasn't good, but I'm just saying, there's something behind all that.
It's some layers to what's going on.
Yeah. Now, if she was the foster mom, then and those girls came over there and picked at Michaela because she was the one living in the home, then you got a whole nother problem.
Right.
Now then you have no more control than that.
Exactly. I'm still on this dude. If that's the dad,
And he
if
may have been
that's
a foster
the
dad. Who
dad,
know what he was? I don't know.
ever,
And I'm still trying to figure out why
you
is you beating up
are
on her. I mean, I know she was kind of big, but why is you beating up on a
no.
girl?
Here, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here because see where my problem to the people to he keeps saying the image of the black man.
Yeah,
But this black man out here done raise his foot
to kick a woman.
to kick this girl.
Mm-hmm.
Not just a girl, because these are teenagers.
Yeah,
These are teenagers, a girl.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or for all intents and purposes, we'll say a young woman because she's blossomed. You know, that's a thick girl. She's blossoming. Why is it that he did not do his part to de-escalate that? Y'all saw the police coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody overheard her calling the police.
Right. So when y'all seen them starting to put up, yo, calm this down, because
where is that? See, this did not have to happen.
And if it's all the time, they're saying other people saying, well, they do it all the time. Then why is it all the time? Why are you not moving kids around? They're fighting like that in the same household. Why are you not moving kids around? I would have been called a social worker. Look, somebody got to go because they fighting here.
But okay, now look at that. Now, if we're gonna do that now, because see now, I'm sure they're going to look into their whole particular case.
Yeah.
See, you're a foster parent. See, I can't stand when folks do something strictly for the coin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know people that get into this whole foster care system because of the kind of money that the government gives her child.
And from what I understand, it don't be that much, or you just getting a check.
If you do the kids right, and if you do the kids right,
because you really want to do it, why are you doing it?
Listen.
To keep them messing up their life.
I was a foster kid growing up, and I've seen people take me for this money. You know what I'm saying? And you knew when you got in the house that it was just for the money. And then I've been in a home where the foster mom loved me to death. So I've had different different situations and scenarios. And when I became a foster mom, I'm like, that was one of the things I promised myself. I'm never going to treat kids like they just some kind of token for money. No, when I go to when my kids went to private school, I took their foster care money and put them in private school too, because I didn't want to make a difference.
Right.
And the social worker was like, why would you put them in private schools when they go to other places? They're not going to have that. And I said, because my kids go to private schools.
Exactly.
So I don't need the money like that. I'm doing it for the best for them. So if I'm not going to 3 and 4 different schools either, everybody go to one school.
Period.
How about that?
Okay.
Remember, that's the whole reason
why. Let's get back to Michaela.
For me, when it came to the mental health thing, I always had so much more, my thing about working with the teenagers and stuff, because I feel some type of way when you do these kind of things. If you work with kids, mental health feelings, and you only doing it for a check, I wish you wouldn't be no peace either.
Right. It's sad.
I keep telling y'all, it's for God to forgive, not me. I ain't that.
Okay.
I ain't that. Ask Pastor Marla, she might.
You said I'm still pissed off that the police shot and killed that 16-year-old baby. Police will shoot and kill you when you are black, no matter what the situation is.
That's it. I believe that. And go back to what you said, Aunt Nikki. As a minister, I have some reservations still because I'm not perfect.
Okay, because y'all know I'm a minister too, but I'm a different kind.
It takes us all, don't it?
But I'm gonna tell y'all, if y'all want kind of forgiveness or a way to get the forgiveness, I'm gonna tell y'all gonna need y'all to go up to Dr. Marla, because it ain't here with me. I'm gonna promise you that.
But I think it all takes time. Be able
to marry people who felt like they couldn't get married in fair places. I'm just telling.
Right, but forgiveness takes time. I wouldn't expect.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I wouldn't expect, even though the Floyd family has had a year to get over this. You know what I'm saying? It's almost a year coming. But everybody in the family ain't trying to forgive. I understand.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you
want
justice away for them.
Yeah, you want justice first. You want to make sure
when he was in his good days, bad days, he was still somebody's daddy.
Yeah, But part of me, I'm gonna tell you, can I say this real quick and then I'm not gonna, I don't want to take your over. But I got one thing to say. Okay, when they had the verdict, right? When they read the verdict, I was in front of my TV and really the spirit kind of just took over me. I was really thankful for that. You know what I'm saying? I was really grateful. And I was like, Lord, I got on social media, praise the Lord, thank you, Jesus. He got found guilty. 3 counts. Yes, Lord. But as soon as I did that and I hung the phone back up and got off Facebook, the Spirit of the Lord quickly told me,
This ain't over.
it's not really justice. It's not justice. It's just accountability. There and we don't know how much accountability it is. We're just every time there's a case that comes that close and then they finally get then you find out the person gets 3 years or 4 years or 8 years. And then then your whole like what is that when you get off for good time? You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Well, you guys know I didn't watch it in real time, right? I didn't watch it till that night after Lily was asleep, after I had got off Bigo, everything. And I just watched the clips of the ending and the certain little clips of when the captain. Wait, I'm getting feedback. That ain't me.
It ain't me this time. I don't got nothing on. I ain't on nothing.
Okay.
Now that time that was me because I just hit the button. When the captain was saying the thing and then the little girl who had filmed it and all of that. And y'all, I thought that it wouldn't have as much as effect on me because I didn't watch it when it was happening. It was just me in here. I wasn't picking up on none of my empathic stuff was going on. I wasn't picking up on nobody's stuff. But baby, while they was just a little bit that I watched, I couldn't stop crying.
Overwhelmed.
I was in here bawling to hear that girl say, but I had nightmares because I wish I could have did more. And all I kept replaying was, but what if she did? She'd probably be dead too. And then maybe nobody
there. And that is the thing. Because we get so many folks that put the damn camera down and help. How?
Everybody can't. Because who gonna be able to show it to us?
Number one. Number two, trying to sit down here and not put my life in jeopardy.
Right.
Not knowing the whole situation because all I'm picking it up from where I'm seeing you abusing this man because now you done went above and beyond what you're supposed to be doing in a negative way. It's not like everybody we keep saying and one of the things, we get the whole I can't breathe, and that's the first thing everybody go to. I can't breathe.
But you can't and get that way. If you can talk, you can breathe.
No.
As me and Mish like to say, take it from people that got asthma and breathe.
I'm asthmatic, honey. When you sit down there and I'm already in a panic situation, any kind of restriction, whether you pull my shirt or you put your arm around my neck or you try to whatever you do, now you have restricted all of my doggone bronchial tubes and everything. So it's a fight. Everything that's coming out of my mouth is saying that. Most of the time when we say we can't breathe, it's because the oxygen is not flowing freely like we like. We're uncomfortable. We're uncomfortable and in duress. It sends us to panic. Once we start panicking, then your body is going to do whatever. And so your oxygen, you start breathing funny, you're sounding funny. Okay? Until we get to a place of safety. Now that there is something that I know, and that's from my personal experience as an asthmatic. Okay? As a security officer, we already know that. If that's become security, we can't detain anybody. Security really does not have the power to detain. Now you may have seen where you see security officers, not security police. You'll see security officers that got handcuffs, they got a nightstick or whatever. That there's for a look. Because by right, we are not bound to apprehend anybody unless we catch them in the act, usually in retail, and they're physically stealing something. And if they approach us and we have to sit down there and get combative with them, we could subdue them and detain them. That's a citizen's arrest while we're waiting on the cops. Okay? But in that particular situation, those are tricky. And in that, We have to sit them upright, you know, so that nothing is restrictive and carrying on. You can't keep nobody down on the ground with their face in it because that's restrictive. I don't care how much you put me on the side, my stomach and my diaphragm is still restrictive. That
Mhm.
is restrictive.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what? Let me
So
ask you something,
therefore,
H.
huh?
Dr. Marlon, let me ask you something. I was trained when I worked with delinquent teens
Mm-hmm.
on how to take them down.
Yes.
So
Tried
you
that.
telling me a cop don't learn how to take nobody down?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't put a couple of them on their ass a couple times.
And
Listen,
Derek Chauvin had military training because he was a reservist. I mean,
how about that?
a reservist.
So I'm
How
trying to
about
figure
that?
out
So we
why
already
is
learned
it
those
y'all don't know
tactics.
how to de-escalate situations. I've had somebody, y'all know I'm short.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all know until I went to school a couple years ago, I was about 40 pounds lighter. So I was a little small and I had a very big, the child had some issues because I never really had issues with him. Just was having a very terrible day. You know,
Right.
when they come from home and it ain't right in the day. And I would sit with him in his classroom. I worked at one of those schools where the whole
Mm-hmm.
school was for that.
Okay.
And that one day, he just was like, it was just off. And somebody said something, and then all the whole kids, the whole classroom got in an uproar because he said something fly to me. And then the
Mm-hmm.
rest of the kids, they want to fight because you done said something to Miss Nicole. But then when he went to lunch, put him right
Right.
on down.
Right.
I didn't hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
I knew exactly what to do to put him down and calm him down.
Right.
How come I can learn that for somebody who's way taller and bigger than me, and
Mm-hmm.
you as a police officer don't do it? I know why. I need to know that.
Right.
There's
Okay.
really no real reason because you should always go for de-escalation first.
And that's what we never see.
I think even coming up on the situation, there was still a chance for de-escalation. If
Whatever
it's no
I
happens to
more,
believe
the
so
thing from
too.
your car,
because
can't you say stuff
he
from the
said,
from
the cop said, get down, get down. That's not de-escalation.
that ain't
Right.
de-escalation.
You could have said, hey, like even like, hey, what's going on here, y'all? You get over there. You could have directed them, perhaps.
Right.
At least
What
try.
what happened to the loudspeaker thing that you could talk to in your car?
Right.
Right.
Because when
Hey,
you came up,
And that's for the other officers because he was walking up on
yeah.
it. The other officers that were there, because I'm like, wait a minute, where
ain't nobody
are
saying nothing.
and
Ain't
why
nobody.
didn't they come in on it? Okay. I'm having a real hard time with this. Let me go here. Process. I looked over at the video several times and came to the conclusion that as horrific as the outcome was, the officer was not wrong in doing what he did. He very likely saved the life of the one girl who appeared to be about to get stabbed. The cop may have been able to get the two girls fighting had that dude not started kicking on the girl on the ground, which caught his attention when he first arrived. Okay.
I'm still trying to figure out why daddy ain't get shot.
That's
I'm just
they didn't
asking.
even try to
I don't want him
de-escalate
to
the
be shot,
situation.
but I'm trying to figure. Okay, it was the knife
Right.
thing. I get it, and I do understand what we're talking about. He was trying to whatever, but you shot her 4 times.
Wow. Process. There's a better video that was
I saw
recorded by
that.
the neighbor, and you can see the whole scene in the widescreen that the guy actually kicked her 2 times.
I thought he
And only
kicked at her, but I didn't think he actually kicked her because it looked like
yeah,
she kicked past him.
right.
That's
He
what I
kicked her
thought.
2 times. It only looks like he kicked at her from the cop's body cam.
Remember, that's why I was like, well,
Oh,
what? Because Dr. Muller, you said
okay.
he didn't really. And I'm like, but well, what
Hey,
happened?
princess.
Hey, princess.
But I get all that, and I understand what you're saying, Pride, and it is really just unfortunate. It really is. And I know if they try to take this to Kate, if they try to take this to court, we already know
Yeah,
what's
he's
going to
not
happen
going
with
to
that.
jail
It's
for
not
that
going
Yeah,
to go nowhere.
because
yeah.
there's too
This one.
many gray areas in it. We
Yeah.
would have wanted him to try to de-escalate the situation,
Hmm.
but at the same time, it was chaotic.
Yeah.
It's
I'm still trying
chaotic
to
and
figure out why
coming.
other officers was
Listen,
around in
And
that
it's
this
life
situation.
for
here
life at this point.
exactly, and this here,
Mhm.
this is no different. This is no different than any of us had we came home, okay, and we come home and saw the intruder in the house trying to take the stuff, and you're like, hey, what's up? You know, you at my house.
Yes, I'm gonna
It's the
shoot you in
same
some first.
thing. If I say put it down and you move funny, it's the same exact situation. The sad thing, what's sad about this particular case is that this is a white cop who did this to a black girl.
Yeah,
Okay,
and we have to
and the
understand that
biggest
not
thing
every one of those cases
I know,
is just a white
and
cop trying to shoot a black
the
person.
biggest thing that everybody keep playing up, the fact that this girl is only 16, because now we got the 13-year-old that was just killed. You know, now.
Well, but I mean, I have to have the but in there because I've dealt with teenagers too when it comes. Well, you obviously have too, and when they are in their masculinity type of way, it is a hard situation because we're talking about. I ain't trying to be funny, but I don't know. I'm not talking about them being ghetto or anything like that, but because of what they're already saying they're coming from, it's kind of hard to say that they would have just listened and obeyed anyway.
And then when you think about it, and this is not me being smart, because y'all know how I feel. I'm always gonna be on the side of you should have tried to de-escalate shit.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out why this one cop is shooting and y'all saying there's other cops because I need to know where they at because I'm not understanding that part either. When I first looked and I saw, I would have never guessed that was a bunch of teenagers.
Right.
That's the part. Yeah.
Now let's go.
I'm just saying. And I'm not talking about, somebody's size as an offensive thing. Just coming up on the scene, I would not have believed there was a bunch of kids.
Exactly. And now that there,
and you're right. That's exactly right.
That's us trying to. This is us using critical thinking coming up on the scene. Just looking at it from his angle, and we so from the point of view angle.
Yeah, we got the POV shot. That's all we got.
That POV shot. Chuck, and then listen to him. He like, because he come up saying what's going on, and then Miss Cena got flipped on the ground. Okay, then Miss Cena sit up there, and now she done lunge with the okay. It looks like a dope, so we don't, not knowing.
You wouldn't have said that after.
And whoever called,
even thought there was no damn kids.
Right, but whoever called in, that's the other thing. The dispatch that dispatched them more than likely didn't say, "Oh, you're coming up on teenagers."
Right.
Somebody called in. There's a fight breaking out.
There's a knife.
And after listening to the 911 call, you can clearly hear that those are teenage voices.
You
can clearly hear that.
The immaturity of what they say.
But to your point, the dispatcher did not say possible children or whatever.
Possible teenagers or whatever, right? And so it would have made a difference to them for real either, because we see that they shoot our teenagers anyway. So that part would have made a difference. But seriously, it didn't look like it. But this is one of those places, hey y'all, this is one of those places that we talk about. That when we say one against the other, George Floyd is something like this. This is a total difference. Remember, we said before, George Floyd thing ain't one of those things where it's a split-second decision.
Right. That's 9 minutes between 9 seconons.
This one, this is the exact thing that we was comparing it to. This ain't that. What he did for over 9 minutes is not the same thing as somebody rolling up on this thing like this and everything all chaotic and you make the wrong decision.
Right.
And
what about Dante though?
Okay, right. Okay, the 21-year-old.
20.
See?
Yeah.
Miss Taser.
Yeah,
y'all can't see me, but I'm rubbing my leg.
Taser. It's yellow. A taser.
It's lighter. It's way lighter. Your gun is way heavier. What we say? The safety thing on there, you gotta pull the trigger twice. Heifer, there's too many.
You gotta reach over to the other side to get the taser, because that's.
I was like, last time I checked, your gun is on one side, your taser's on the other side. I'm trying to figure. But you're the one who's training these people.
Might as well said negroid instead of taser.
Then she goes, I shot him. You heard after the
okay.
After I should have.
Sorry, me.
Girl. No,
Negroid.
because you know, I'm hearing that on the opposite side of we as black folks sit up there saying Caucasoid.
Period.
Okay. And you know, I just
It's true though, like for real.
And we got to think about there's so many different aspects. That's why I said I feel like that guilty verdict is a pacifier because there's going to be so many, just by something like that happening with the kids, other stuff is going to get overlooked because they're going to be like, no, because, you know, that was justified. And because what y'all going to do with Aubrey?
right. Wait a minute, let me go here. Pryor said tasers are generally used for unarmed people trying to flee the scene or fight with officers, not when the person has a legit weapon, which a knife is a weapon. Okay.
It is, but you know.
Yeah, but it was a fight. And I mean,
She probably wouldn't even stab her where it mattered anyway.
All of the thing of it is that this here, it was chaotic, period.
Mm-hmm.
And the adults of that home should have had a better handle on that before the cops got there. Okay, come on, child. She said,
"Oh, child, she don't even know my name, honey, but it's okay, honey." But no, back to the officer and the taser. Like I said to you guys before, you know, I did my research. Tasers has been a part of the police department for 28 years. This lady has been in the police department for 26 years.
Amen.
This lady has transitioned more tasers than probably anybody in her whole damn department. So there's no way you're going to justify to me that you could not feel and or know that that was not a gun, and not even keep it in mind that your gun has a mechanism on it that you have to pull a trigger twice before you can shoot once.
Right.
So how did you not know that you did not have a taser in your hand?
It was a practice talk. It's you know how like I think about in the military, and if something, you know, you're taught a certain thing, right? But like I think what she did, she knew what she was doing when she ran in front of that other cop. Like, I'm about to show y'all how to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then once she did that, she already in her mind was probably saying, I gotta scream taser because I needed to make it look like it's
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because people, I mean, I'm like, there's been enough shootings going on for you to know what you can get away with. You know, and
not even to think, girl, where are you? There's enough mess going on in this area right here, and you come right back and put another log on the damn fire.
Okay.
Somebody said they want to hear.
Red. Yeah, that's Tracy. Tracy said he want to know. I want to know what Big Red think about this.
Oh, me? Oh, okay. Well, look.
Well, I'm Little Red. You Big Red. Okay.
I didn't know. I didn't know. I'm flattered. Look. Anyway.
You get on my nerves.
I'm gonna break this down to y'all.
Okay, here we go.
Keep it real serious, because everybody who done any military time done some military policing time because it's part of the doggone graduation time.
Right.
And I worked with Norfolk PD for 6 months, and the Marines. You know, so they have their own PD on the base. But you know, we as the Navy, we work with them, so we had our own police, which is called mastered arms, so MAs, MPs. Okay, so I've been in many cases, in many situations, being on one of the world's biggest naval bases, and we were right off in the hood. One back side of the base is in the hood, and the other side of the base is in the nice neighborhood. That's how large this base is. It's like 2 different zip codes. Okay. Anything outside that back gate of that air station, know that you finna deal with Ray because they got a whole projects right out there behind the base.
Right. All right.
Okay.
When I get over there, I know that I have to be so simple second assessment to any situation that I approach. I got to know within a half a second what I'm pulling up on. Because you had everything from prostitution to drug trafficking right there in the right behind the base.
Right.
So it's like I'm not falling for the doggone taser thing. Okay, I'm not gonna do the banana in the tailpipe trick. We're not doing that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because after anything past 10 years, you know better.
Right.
Secondly, this whole rolling up on the teenager thing. First and foremost, I got a double edge. I got 2 seats with that. One seat is a seat that I used when I was in Desert Storm. Oh, I'm going home.
Right.
Uh,
All right.
Okay, that was the one seat. Okay.
I know that's right.
The second seat is to preserve life.
Mm-hmm.
But think about it. You only got 1/100th of a second to not gonna figure out which one you're gonna do. Whose life are you gonna preserve? Yours or theirs?
well,
And once you see a weapon involved, you have a chaotic situation. Weapons don't have no doggone destination. That's like bullets flying everywhere don't have a destination. A stray bullet can kill everybody that had nothing to do with the situation. And if you run up on a chaotic situation, whether it be knife or gun, that knife not intended for you can end up in you.
I was gonna say, honey, she might have threw that knife like it was a dart.
That, or even if you were close enough in the chaotic swing of the knife, you catch it.
Mm-hmm.
Fate don't have no GPS.
well,
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, I can't get on the that was just dead ass wrong because I wore the uniform.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other end of it, when you get to the security side of it in the civilian world, and here we go, Doc. In the civilian world, depends on how chaotic and the numbers of the situation that you roll up on. If it's just you, you got to let something happen until it happens in order for you to get involved. You know what I'm saying? Like in a club fight, if a club fight break out and there's 2 security and 10 people fighting, the hell, don't run your ass over there.
Over backward.
Right.
Now here's a question though for that situation.
What?
Y'all said they always fighting and arguing and stuff over there, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what they said.
So let's ask, have the police been called there before?
Okay. Now that's another good thing, Nikki, that you said, because if they've been called it before, how many times we don't know that an officer has been doggone not majorly hurt, but just physically hurt, you know what I'm saying, enough to be off for a little time.
all right.
If they already have these domestic situations as a norm in the neighborhood. Hell, in my neighborhood, the police don't even fucking come over here but for one house.
Right.
One damn house. I got to meet all the officers without never going to the station because they always at that one house.
And that might have been that one house in that neighborhood, because you got to realize she wasn't living with her mother. She was living in a foster home.
Right.
See?
Right.
And all of those kids, and I'm more than sure that the police probably have been to that house several times since it was like multiple foster kids in that one house.
It could be both sides.
Okay.
Because, okay, if y'all been there before, have you been able to de-escalate it before?
Mm-hmm.
Or did they have
but then again, especially with teenage foster kids, they probably rolling in and out anyway. Like I'm just being honest, you know.
Right.
They may have 3 kids this day, and then it's 3 other kids another day. Because they're harder to keep.
Doc, Cupcake made a doggone a good analogy right now. All of them weren't teenagers because she was fighting an adult.
Oh, what?
Grown ass man.
Wait a minute. Go say that again, Big Red.
Them all weren't teenagers because she was fighting an adult.
Did you say
That's the reason, yeah, she had the knife because it was a grown ass man. So
wait a minute.
So it sounds like what he's saying is that the grown man was there fighting with the girl with the knife.
Yeah.
They said that was her dad, right?
Whoever
he said
whoever it was, he was out of pocket.
Right.
Yeah, he's
I'm
out of
trying to
pocket.
figure out why this grown ass man kicking this girl. I didn't
He's
know
kicking his other girl.
Why was you kicking her? Can we do anybody?
That's why she had the knife. I mean, we gotta do checks and balances. Nikki ain't but 5 damn feet. I'm 6 motherfucking 1. If I'm standing over her when the police come up, Nikki's gonna have a weapon to make it even.
Right.
You gonna kill me instead of him? That's why I said, how come you kick to the face? ain't shot.
They said somebody said yes, it was the foster dad.
Okay. And at the end of the day, if I run up on you, Doc, I'm saying let's say I see you in a Walmart. Let's paint a picture, y'all. Doc, you in the Walmart. You coming out minding your business. You load your car up, and here come Ray because he say that Coach purse look good on you, and it must be full of money. Okay, I'm over here minding my business. But I see, so I pull out, I'm like, what's going on? So I pull over to the other side of the lot where you at. When I run up, I see you coming out with this doggone little stab, this little flick, you know what I'm saying? At this point, do I get Ray that look like doggone Big Meat, or do I get you?
Right.
You don't know what's going on.
Now, me, the person I used to be, unfortunately, I'm with the ladies. I'm going to have to get Big Meat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I got a question.
But see, that's like a taser, like she just said, that's where the taser come in.
Right.
Because you could have hit somebody with a taser and stopped that entire situation.
Right. Because the taser gun things, they go a pretty long distance.
Yeah, they spring out.
They do. Yes, they do. You could have changed the direction of that adrenaline with a taser.
That's all I'm saying. Like,
that's the only thing I'm saying with that. But at the same time, you got to look at the whole mixture of it. That's some crazy shit to put a dog officer in the middle of. And those are scenarios that they don't teach in the academy.
Looking at it, it happens so quickly from his point of view.
From the POV. But they don't have the meats. They don't teach those scenarios in the academy. Them scenarios never come up. They don't tell you that you're going to be in a situation like that. And those situations happen in every community across the United States.
Right. That's the difference between just a cop just trying to shoot black people and a wrong decision.
Right.
This one, y'all,
exactly.
I have to say, I think this one was just a wrong decision. Unless y'all come up with some backstory on this goddamn cop, and this cop been shooting black people, treating black people bad, and all kinds of stuff for right now. So don't come at me. Don't be in no comments, talk no shit. Don't come over to Bigo. Don't come at me. I'm telling you right now, because I done had a rough week, and I will cuss your ass out.
Okay.
The thing, I think the thing that a lot of people may have, and I'm not gonna lie, I may have been one of those people. A lot of people may have been fresh off of the verdict.
Exactly.
And their mindset went right. And their mindset went right to, excuse me, Doc. Well, goddamn. Without even, and the mindset and the mindset was automatically white cop, black person again. You know what I'm saying? But then when you really took time and assessed the whole situation, it wasn't as black and white as you thought it was.
As you thought it was.
But right
this
now,
is why
what it looks like is a wrong decision.
Can I say something?
Go ahead,
Doc. One more thing. Somebody on here said something about, okay, so the foster dad. Let's go back to the foster dad, because he bothering me right now. Right. Now, not just because if you're a foster dad, first of all, you ain't supposed to touch none of the kids.
Number one. Right.
Okay. Secondly, if he did, maybe he had to kick some behind, because them girls in this house, and they ain't respecting it either.
Yeah,
so, I'm just going on all levels, because I've seen some situations where you have kids in your home and the man has to step in because the girls ain't respecting nobody in the, you know what I'm saying? So it can get
right.
And he may have said, "Get your ass out of my house." Period. Take that stuff outside. And somebody got smart with him, and so I don't know. He may have grabbed her, and it's like, if he followed, I'm not okay in any of that. But what I'm saying is, if those girls, if it's the same girls that the cops been called on, they should have had those girls removed. The system failed them, number one.
Right.
The system failed them, because if they're in a home and there's fighting amongst the kids in the home, then some parent need to give up off that check and say,
hey,
there's one less check you're going to have to deal with not having, because somebody needs to be moved because they're not getting along and it's causing chaos in my community.
Right. At the end of the day, Doc, you gotta understand this. How much are they paying attention to these kids for her to have the range of stabbing?
Okay.
What's the actual thing?
Being
the child been through?
Right. That's what I was going to say. Being a psychologist and stuff myself as well. a lot of times there's already so much trauma in those kids' lives.
Right.
You know, and so in case you're not getting them the proper help, which they probably wasn't, because they ain't taking time. I can't say what the parent, but you know what I'm saying.
Right. Oh, I know.
It's just a lot of trauma that's already going on. So some kids, like when my father killed himself, and I went into foster, I was already in foster care, but then my dad, my siblings and I, we was going through because they separated all of us. So none of us were together. And so you are traumatized already from a whole lot of life situations. So you may be angry enough to say, you know what, F all of this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and maybe Michaela, because I don't know whether that was the foster mom or the mom came on, maybe Michaela wanted to be with her mom. Who knows? There's a whole lot of stuff that can go on. But I don't think that they were getting the proper help.
There was something that triggered it all.
Right.
Yeah.
When here's what this is, though.
When we see that man coming with that much force and that much rage,
Mm-hmm.
remember how we talk about something? Because y'all know how I feel. Boy, you was dead ass wrong. Your ass should have been in some handcuffs.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, I've always said this: a reflex of sorry,
right,
Dr. Marla.
Mm-hmm.
And you never know what they did to cause that much of a reaction to that man.
Yeah, and I know because as a foster parent, I know how I can feel. Like y'all getting the heck up out of here. Ain't nobody gonna come and disrespect my home like this. Get the F out. You know.
Here's where this is that a lot of the controversy is, because like I said, there are two factors. With three. One, white cop. Two, black female. Three, 16-year-old. Okay. And
in the system.
Four
in the system.
Okay. And so what we have here is the inability to look at this as an individual case. Okay. Because all the protesting and stuff, all we got is white cop, black person. Why did they kill? Why, and all of us are, about wrong decisions, this is something that when we say more training or whatever the case may be, these are the things that we're talking about. Because in a split second, okay, to say, yes, I'm trying to save another person's life. Yes, he had to use his weapon. He could have shot in the leg, in the arm to disarm her, not necessarily have to kill her. But she died at the hospital, so hold on. Maybe that might be something that we need to take into consideration. She didn't die on the scene. She died at the hospital.
Yeah, but he still shot her 4 times.
But he shot her 4 times.
Okay. That's the part of me I can't get. I can understand
that part.
And that's where we are with all of this, because it's like, okay, understanding, from his point of view, he was, as far as I'm concerned, he was absolutely right, because he was walking up on it and everything happened. Weapon, charge, I got to save a life. Boom, that's where we are. But now it becomes, okay, let's now let's look at this as a teaching tool, because all the other stuff that's in it, I'm a little bit more frustrated with the adults in the situation that were there. We got the auntie Cole just put up here in the thing that the auntie was on the thing, and she said up there, man, I'm not gonna put this on camera. I'm not gonna put this on camera. But why would y'all shoot a 16-year-old? Well, sweetie, I'm gonna say it like this.
16-year-old had a knife, lady.
I'm gonna say it like that, because here's where this is. Now, goddamn it, we can't sit down here and act like kids are just as innocent,
right,
as they claim to be, because they 16 and carried on. I'm already dealing with my son, dealing with a 14-year-old to put him into. Okay, so we're not gonna act like that kids are innocent and you want to paint this pretty picture. Oh, she was a wild piece and this, that, and another. Somebody pressed her buttons and she had to defend herself. And you talking about what the fuck happened? The cop saw her charge her at somebody with a knife, and that girl was going to gut. She acted like she was going to play that girl. Okay.
Okay, let me ask you this. Okay, this is a question for everybody. What if the cop was black and there was no George nothing and none of this stuff ever happened? Would we even be talking about it? No?
I don't know, because there's about 20 some cop. There's about 20 some cop killings in 2 years. So so I don't know if we've been not talking about that. But
but here's the thing, though. I don't think that it would. Sadly enough, if this were a black cop with a black female, I don't think it would garner this kind of.
Hey! Stop! Do you see this shit right here?
What?
It's the police officer going to her memorial, the 16-year-old girl, stepping on it and kicking it and knocking it all over the place.
I know the fuck you lying. Where's it at?
Oh my God.
What is
Are
on,
you
Red?
kidding me?
This baby just died yesterday, and this is how they treat her.
Don't do that.
Where's it at?
Where is this at?
Send it to me.
I need
Is it live? What is it on? Is it on? What the hell?
Send it to me so I can send it to him.
Or send it to me.
Okay.
Wherever it is, because I'm
I need you to put it on here so I can see.
Oh my
God.
Oh, honey. Okay, all right.
Oh, honey. Oh.
So everything we said is off.
And I just say, I said for right now. Ain't that what I just said?
Wow.
Said right now. This is how I feel. It's the wrong decision. Oh, I know the hell.
So the officer done went to the girl's memorial and stomping all over it. Oh, good Lord. Jesus, have mercy on these folks.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Let's all breathe first. Let's breathe.
Eric said he's verifying the source.
Yeah.
Let's breathe.
Oh, yeah, I forgot E down there. E, get it together for us.
I got you there, Nicole, Meech. I just sent it to both of y'all. I am.
Okay, I got it. Hold on.
Huh?
Send it to me, Rez.
OMG, are you kidding me?
Elena, you got it.
Now, whoever said that this girl had this 5-inch blade by the foot by a girl's
Okay, now
throat,
wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Yeah, read those messages because I didn't see the girl have the knife by the girl's throat.
Okay,
no,
now
I
hold
thought
on.
she had it down low.
Yeah, she had it. It was, matter of fact, it was back like this.
Right.
Hold on, I'm finna share. I'm finna share.
Died yesterday, and this how they treat her memorial as MMFH.
I don't like when they be having those things because they be feeling like they be tampered with.
It was a fire hazard. Get the fuck, man. Listen, let me tell y'all something. What we not gonna do is.
Okay, can y'all see this?
Oh no.
Talking about the captain made him doing the fire hazard. What we not gonna do is keep trying to play these dumb, stupid.
Since when? Since when?
Exactly. We're not gonna keep putting up with y'all crap. That's what we're not gonna do.
Wow.
That's
so he's saying it's a fire hazard.
It ain't nowhere near nothing dangerous. They did that in a safe place, and I see that stuff all over.
Wait a minute. I'm having a problem with that.
Every city, every state, every city.
I can turn the corner right now on Wesley Chapel and Snapfinger Woods, and the whole corner lit up.
Yeah, well, they had it all over George Floyd's place, all of them, lighting all over.
But they look like they was nothing more than damn tea candles.
That's all they were.
That's all they were. Yeah.
And if it was such
so after a while they were going to burn out anyway. So what the hell was the problem?
It's a fire hazard. Why you didn't call the fire department?
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Why you didn't kick your shit over? Because if it was a fire hazard, your stupid ass could have got set on fire too. Because you kicking over fire, you dumb bastard.
Okay, can you go back to that? Because Eric is saying, is that a memorial in California? Wasn't the girl in
Columbus, Ohio?
Columbus, Ohio? So are we sure that that's from there?
What did I say? Did it have her name in it?
It has her name in it. It might not have been where she was from. So it might not have been those officers, but it was an officer.
Okay.
Right. Hold on. I'm going to replay it.
Because it got her name spelled out on it.
Yeah, do it.
Right.
I'm going to replay it. Hold on. Let me reshare the screen so y'all can see. Okay.
Yeah, what it didn't say was where it actually happened.
I don't care if it was in Italy.
No matter where it was,
it really don't matter.
Period. It could have been in Kalamazoo. It still would have been disrespectful.
You better tell it.
Okay. Destination Pop, Original Sound, Kenya D. Anderson. I was trying to look and see where. TikTok. Lord, really.
Child, that's too much.
Who's saying they sick of? Who's the one talking like
that's
that?
Nay.
That's
Cupcake back there snapping.
No, I thought it was the people on the camp.
Oh no, that's my wife.
That's Cupcake.
No, that's what he did. That's what it was. Michaela Bryant.
Her name's
Right.
Lord have
And so
mercy.
he goes up there and does that.
Puts
Wow.
out the fire and mess up her name.
And mess up the name. Right. Right. Just
Because
completely
it's a
destroy it.
memorial. Have some respect. Why you didn't get down there and just blow them out? Wave them out.
Right.
And I don't care where it was. If he's the police, he heard about this situation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a total disregard.
And if you're so worried about it, and that's your area, well, sit right there. They're gonna go out in about 30 minutes. Sit right there.
Right.
That's it.
Because it's not like you're doing anything anyway.
Child. Okay, it is sad. It's sad.
It's so sad. That's so sad.
Okay.
The disregard for
Disrespect is-
humanity. You know, just disregarding humanity altogether. Like, I don't understand that. You know, regardless what, you know, she was a child. She was somebody's daughter, somebody's, you know, I mean, it just, ooh.
Right. Hold on. Pride says the myth that Hollywood feeds us constantly of people shooting others in the arms, hands, legs is complete bullshit. And people are fighting, moving, running, dodging, etc. Even Charles Bronson wouldn't be able to choose a target that small and hit it. Also, what if you shoot them in the leg and they could stab and shoot someone else and someone else dies? Cops are trained to shoot the largest part, which is the stomach and chest areas. I get all that, but hold on, sweetie. No. Wait a minute. Hold on. What we ain't gonna do is act like as big as that girl is. I'm finna say bitch. Let me get it. As big as that bitch was, all that goddamn hippie thing carrying on as he walked up on that scene. All we trying to do is take her down. He could have got her in the leg to take her down enough to get the girl away.
That's it.
So that he could secure the scene.
And it still didn't have to be 4 shots.
It had to be 4 shots.
And then he did 4 shots.
4 shots is excessive, officer. Okay, that's just too much. You get too much.
Exactly.
Okay, all he had to do was shoot her one time.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, one tase, one shot will gonna change the avenue of what's going on.
Yes.
You can totally switch the mind. You talking to somebody that has done it. I've done it. I've been in a situation where I had to run up and tase a dude, and my taser wasn't even supposed to hit him there, but it hit him in his neck, and it stopped him dead in his tracks. Where had I not doggone thought about it, he'd have hurt another person.
Just like this one person just said, why not shoot up into the air? And the whole shot would have scared enough people. Everybody would have.
And I get the not shooting in the air, but you could have shot in the grass too. You still gonna hear it because they say, the velocity will go up, gotta come
Right.
up. Get shot in the grass.
Whoa. Did y'all know that the girl that got shot is the one that called the police?
Yes.
Yeah, we know that.
So you know what? Now hold on. Let me play devil's advocate. Foster dad was doing too much.
Okay, listen, y'all gonna make me. Y'all gonna drive me to a cocktail. Let's see, don't do it.
Foster dad was doing too much because either he was doing something to her or to somebody else, and she was in defense of it. For him to doggone be in a combatant situation with her, and for her to be the one to call the police.
But this, wait. The one that got kicked is not the one who had the knife.
Right.
But you're not understanding me. The girl,
I see what you're saying. I see
the
what
girl
you're
herself called the police.
Right.
Yeah.
So that leads me to what the.
Michaela called the police.
Michaela called the police. They said they called the police because the other girls was over there and they was all
They
arguing.
came back over to the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
How she end up dead?
Break it down, Red, because I'm misunderstanding.
An officer taking down the memorial from the side of the street in Bakersfield. Okay, but it's still disrespectful.
Yeah.
How she ended up dead?
And she the one who called.
Well, because I guess really when you look at it like that, she called, but she was out there. She was outside with the weapon. If she had called and kept her behind in the house, I don't know. You know, I just don't know.
I look at it like this. Except this is what it seemed like to me, and y'all know, you don't know what nobody knows because nobody was actually there.
Right.
It seems like if she's the one who called, That's the foster dad. Those girls the foster dad was fighting at one of them girls, and she was about to stab that other girl, right?
Right,
To me,
right.
it seemed like those girls came there on some bullshit. They did something crazy. Michaela was trying to defend herself. They must have fucked her up or did something crazy, because I'm just not seeing that man being that rageful to a kid that didn't do nothing to him or somebody that he cared about. I'm not saying it's right, because she still was a girl. You kicked that bitch in her fucking face. But there's a disconnect somewhere. There's from that much rage to be coming from the foster dad, and this girl to about to ready to stab this one. Those other ones had to be there trying to do something
to antagonize somewhere. But here's the thing. Where what they were there to well, they said that the fight broke out because they were talking about cleaning up the house. So the mama must not have been there yet. Okay. But if that's the foster dad, why is he not have better care, better consideration of this?
Right.
And what is it that why was he not out there to get that girl, has stopped her when she knew he knew she had that knife? Because he could have stopped her, if anything. He could have stopped
the dispatch
her.
called. But wait, didn't the dispatch call say that somebody had a knife?
Yeah, because she said she had a knife. She told me she had a knife.
The question, my thing is, you're already there.
Hey, look at Cole. Look at what Cole said.
Wait. She said in the auto tape that she was just released from the 911. So that said they were coming after Micaiah's grandmother. Oh yeah, she did say that. Okay, hold on. According to the Bakersfield Now report, a representative from the Bakersfield Police Department stated that the reason the memorials were being taken down due to vandalism in the area.
Whatever.
Vandalism.
The papa one looked like a goddamn vandal to me.
Okay, wow. Hey, Charles. How are you, darling? Wait a minute.
Can I tell you another scenario that I think it could be?
Well,
Number one,
go ahead.
Teenagers. It could be something as much as somebody thought that the foster dad liked another girl. Okay, because you get these young girls, young ladies in the house. There could be something there. Somebody don't like it. Somebody else is angry about it. There's arguing going on because they said the one in the pink was not a teenager. They said she was an adult. I don't know how much of an adult, but she was an adult.
Okay, so, she's going to be 18, 19 possibly.
Yeah, could have been 18, 19 because she came back to the house. Because remember, I don't know if you saw that part where after there was a part on one of the scenes, not what you played, but I had seen it earlier, where the girl was gathering her stuff and walking around the car. It's like she came after me with the knife and she got smart like that. But it looked like she was gathering her stuff to leave. Like, I'm leaving, I'm out of here.
That's when she went to the second officer. That's the second body cam. Hold on, let me see what Pryor says. So if you're in a fight and someone is in the process of stabbing you with a knife and police make it on the scene, do you want the cop to shoot a warning shot in the air and you possibly get killed? Do you want the shot to attempt to shoot the suspect in the leg and miss and get you stabbed or die, or maybe use his taser and it doesn't stop him and you get stabbed and die? Okay, hold up, baby. Because you got too many what ifs. You got too many what ifs.
Yeah.
See, the whole problem is this. As an officer, the idea is to subdue, okay? Not necessarily take out and carry on and use deadly force at any means, but as the only means necessary. That lunge or whatever, coming from the point of view of the cop, there was a way he could have subdued her, still use his gun, and have subdued her versus kill her. Okay? Because he could have took her down. He could have took her down and carried on. Now you talking about take the gun and miss. Who was to say that he wasn't gonna miss and he shoot for her goddamn head or her chest? Because you said and possibly miss. So either he's a fucked up shot altogether, or he ain't got no business with no gun, or he got enough time to sit down there and think about if I shoot it here to take her down. Because if he had done that, it would have broke her down and she had enough time to get the girl in the pink out the way. And she could still be
the girl in the pink would have probably ran.
Right.
really, but.
You really don't have to say probably, because a gunshot is a doggone scatter. Anybody in a crowd, in a combustion, chaotic situation, a gunshot go off, it separates.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So if somebody even get hit, it's in there, it still separates. Somebody got hit, everybody the fuck out of it.
Because they did. That's what happened. They all scattered when it,
So really, at the end of the day, it could have been, like I said, you could have shot him in the leg, shot in the, you could have done anything. You could have wounded or whatever. Me personally, I know me. My drawdown, you know what I'm saying? That body's eyes, girl, I probably would have shot her somewhere in the side, in the back, somewhere. It wouldn't have been like in the back, but like on the side. Because when you come up,
I'm asking you.
You got to do something that's going to doggone release the hand.
Do you think you would have shot her 4 times?
I wouldn't need to shoot her 4 times. She's 16.
That's what I'm
saying. He
was
an expert marksman from the National Guard before he joined the force. I read about his past.
Then you could have shot her ass in the leg.
Well, then he could have shot her in the doggone.
He's only on the force.
He could have shot the motherfucking knife out.
18 months.
The little stuff that you shoot in the military ain't but about so big when you.
Would you tell me?
Because I was an expert shooter too.
And you know what?
My husband expert too, honey.
Would you tell him that not this big?
Clean out her hand. You was close enough. You could have shot it clean out her damn hand.
Yeah.
That's why I say if I could shoot 30 for 30 in the military, because they can get 30 rounds.
There you go. There you go.
I'm a good shot too.
And he was in the guard. He wasn't even active duty. He was in the guard. He only did it 2 weekends out.
So
2 weeks out the year.
Right.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Okay. No,
you know what?
Shooting knives out of hand. Nope. Okay.
It's another Hollywood myth. Okay.
Tell you what, y'all enjoy this because I'm a little angry and I'm going to take this energy to the booth. I will call you when I get to the studio. I'm going to go to the studio.
Okay.
Don't be mad.
Did you do my stuff yet?
Huh?
Did you start my stuff yet?
That's the point.
Oh. All right, bye. I'm even feeling to go, y'all. Sorry. He got to go. Love you. Bye.
All right. Well, yeah, let's do this. Let's take a commercial break. We finally found out breaking this. Let's take a commercial break, child.
We need it. We need it.
And come on back and deal with something else, child. Ooh.
Yeah, because I want to still talk about. There's a couple more of them we need to talk about. Lord, it's just so many shootings. Lord have mercy.
It
That's
is,
the
honey.
point.
Right.
That's why I said we cannot be satisfied because somebody said guilty.
Right.
Right.
We'll be right back. We'll be right back, y'all.
Have you tried Big Rob popcorn? It's a wonderful anytime snack that everyone will love. Available in 3 flavors. Grown and Sexy, which is the perfect mix of cheddar, cheese, and caramel. Sugar Shack, a fruitful flavored mix of watermelon and apple. So delicious and good. How about spicy butter and white cheddar? Everyone loves it. That's why it's called good. All Big Rob snacks are manufactured in an FDA-approved facility and flash sealed for freshness, safety, and worldwide delivery. To order, call or text 937-367-8650. That's 937-367-8650. Or contact Big Rob via Instagram at Hey Big Rob. As the holidays approach, take advantage of the holiday special. Purchase more than 2 bags and receive a free CD. Call or text 937-367-8650 to place your order now. Big Rob popcorn, the perfect snack that you will love. It's so delicious.
Attention all business owners. Use your advertising dollars here. Looking to reach a more diverse audience for your products and your services? Well, this is the platform for you. Dishing Tea Entertainment welcomes all businesses who wish to expand their brands and looking for clientele that's more than grown and sexy, but also the seasoned and sophisticated. For more information on how this spot can be yours, contact Big Meat at 404-914-5610 or go to our website at www.dishingtea.com. Be bold, be unique, be the tea with a unique body oil fragrance from the Sensuality Fragrance Collection. The Sensuality Collection embodies a unique array of customized original scents
created by Big Meech. Indulge yourself in such fragrances as eye candy, foreplay, anticipation, shower fresh, naked beauty, or pay homage to the motherland and choose an oil from our exclusive Wakanda collection. Over 17 different scents that will tantalize your senses. Order yours today. Log on to www.dishingtea.com for more information. Because remember, it's all about the tea. Sensuality, that is.
One.
Hi everybody, I'm Lily and today I want to share my book with the whole entire world. The book, one day you might not buy it. Thanks for going on this adventure to the aquarium with me. Bye! At the bottom of the screen to see where you can buy the book. And make sure you don't forget to like and subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel.
The views and opinions expressed here on Dishing Tea TV are strictly those of the hosts and guests of this program. They do not reflect the views and opinions or governing actions of any of the sponsors or affiliates of Dishing Tea Entertainment, Artist First Entertainment, Big Guy ENT, Atlanta Hot Radio, Black GDP TV, or Diversity TV. Your viewing and listening discretion is advised.
All right, and we are back.
I sent y'all a different clip from the news that gave the statistics of that police department.
Which one?
From Michaela, where she lived at.
Oh.
Okay. So now let's get into this. Because
whenever you get my money,
I wanted to go into and I was intertwining all this, but I really want us to look at what is it that we can do to have better discussion points. Okay, we talked about Candace Owens and folks like her. Who feel as though we are glamorizing or making martyrs out of criminals. Okay, got a few things to say about this one as far as folks who want to make a hero out of Ma'Khia because she basically said that the cop should not have done his job and should not have killed her and blah 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 blah. And she feels like we are taking criminals and making them to be the narrative, and she's blaming the media for it. She's blaming Black folks, and of course Black Lives Matter. And she's not the only one. There's a number of folks who feel as though in this particular caliber that we as Blacks are running to jump into the defense of criminals and making sure that we give them honor, or we memorialize them or honor them in some kind of way, and basically ignoring the fact that they're criminals. But that's not the narrative, because see, that narrative is a false narrative. Because just because they're criminals does not mean that they're supposed to be gunned down or whatever,
Right.
unless it is, we know those instances. When I say in the heat of the moment, we know what those instances are. Okay, let's take for instance the young man who was firing at the police that night. Did y'all see that video where the guy come up there, walked up on the police car and was firing at them, and they fired back and shot and killed his ass and carried on? Wait a minute, did they get him? Wait a minute, did they get him? Because I know three got injured.
Yeah.
3 cops got
Three
injured.
got injured, but yeah.
Okay.
Did he get injured, or did he just?
I'm trying to see. The sad part is, it's a blur, because we have so many instances happening to where it's mixing and blurring together, and it's a sad shame that we have to say that in this world. Okay, but what we have to look at is, how is it that we can get our Black conservatives, namely Republicans, okay, to come out of making this all about a party? Because see, those conservatives who think that way and carrying on starts to make this a Republican versus Democrat kind of thing.
We're not going to be able to get.
And this ain't got shit to do with Republican or Democrats and carrying on. This here is about what this narrative is. Because
we're not
your
going to be able to get
narrative.
them to do that, Meech, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Go ahead.
That is the agenda. Just like they always say, oh, the Democrats got an agenda. The Democrats got an agenda. But you don't hear us screaming about the Democrats when we talking about these people getting shot. I couldn't give a shit if you was a Democrat, Republican, if you ain't never voted in your goddamn life. You should not get shot just because you're Black.
Right.
And Candace Owens making the assumption that she thinks that everybody that's criminal needs to be, all the stuff that happens to them, they deserve it, is really a problem. George Floyd $20 bill counterfeit, or whether it's real,
that does not mean he's supposed to lose his life.
whether it was not real, it doesn't matter. No one should be dying for $20. I mean, that's where she's saying his life matter. That's the only thing that she thinks his life mattered for was $20. Are you serious?
Right.
But let's think about the ones who were killed who had no criminal record.
Right. Philando Castile.
How dare you sit there and say that we're glorifying criminals? First of all, what we're doing is we're saying that you need to have excuse my language, you need to have a damn good reason to take somebody's life, period.
Right.
That is the whole reason why we have jails and prisons.
Right. If you found guilty for doing something wrong, then that's it. But
if that's the case, then it might as well be an eye for eye, tooth for tooth, and then you might as well kill this cop's ass right now.
But that's
he should have no fair trial. He killed him, so now he needs to die.
But
that's something the way you think about it.
Right, but something my husband said that really made sense to me. Until they start losing their own people, like literally losing their people they know, their kids, they're not. It's not affecting them like that. We just they just looking at us like another nigga dead.
Money, Dr. Wanda, if it don't affect their pockets,
right?
And they, like you said, and their people, they ain't gonna never give a damn.
They not.
No, that's why I said I used to be like, y'all keep burning down all the stuff every time something happens, but you keep burning down the stuff in our neighborhood. You think they give a damn?
Yeah, go to their neighborhood and burn it down. Go to their neighborhood.
Okay. Listen.
Now, I wanted to tell y'all, but the reason why I kept doing this is because I'm looking at the other angle. I was looking at the other angle, and I am trying to figure out. Okay, yes. At this angle, and I got it at a freeze frame. This girl got this knife back like this.
Right.
Stab shit out this girl.
Yeah.
But what disturbs me more, because
But it wasn't at her throat.
No, it wasn't at her throat. No.
Hey, baby. Exactly. But what I am seeing is you were closer to this man.
Right.
As he was kicking the shit out this girl.
Right.
But you shot over there.
And see that's another thing we gotta keep in mind.
He's right here. He is right here.
Right, but you also gotta think his mindset.
That girl could have died from being kicked to the blow to the goddamn head too. So what made you shoot her instead of him?
Because she had a weapon.
The weapon.
That's
Yeah.
what he's gonna say. And in that split second, his decision was either shoot her or shoot him.
But look, and I got it at the freeze frame. That thigh kind of chunky, honey. I'm looking at this POV shot.
That's what me and Meek was saying.
That thigh is pretty chunky. That ass is pretty chunky.
That aim. He could have got that aim.
That expert shot you claim you got, you could have shot her dead in the ass.
Right.
She'd have needed a donut while she was locked up, but she would still be here.
Yeah.
Her whole body frame. Had you shot her the one time in the butt or in the thigh, because she got a chunky thigh. It's like mine. I'm looking at it. You would have put her down, because at the end of the day, she is only 16. You shot her. She'd have fell.
Right. Right.
And I mean, I know, like I said, it's a split-second decision. I'm not debating that. But it's hard for me to look at this, and I'm watching this man kick this woman in her damn head right next to you. I can't.
Well, you know what that is? That's a scare tactic. But that's a scare tactic. What he was doing was, that black man was a threat to him.
Thank you.
That black man was a threat to him.
Thank you, Ash. His foot was a weapon.
Yeah.
Against somebody's head who was on the concrete.
So, but he was too afraid to deal with the real threat. And
because he was
not saying that her weapon wasn't a threat, but he was less fearful of the fact that
trying to save somebody else's life. So the one that was down
Interesting point of view. Interesting point of view.
I'm still trying to figure out. Now pause it right there, because I'm still trying to figure out where the rest of y'all at. Because it's two situations, and from what I see, he should have been handling the one that's closest to him. Where are you, the rest of you officers? Because y'all said there was more.
It was 3 more, right? Or 2 more?
2 more.
So I paused it right there because I was trying to figure out. This man is like literally right here next to you.
He jumped out of the car. Didn't he jump out of the driver's side?
He come out the driver's side because he was by himself.
But he was
and came up on the scene.
The other guy came from this direction, I guess a partner in his car, but then there was another cop car, and the other guy, there was 3 officers. I remember seeing 3.
Right.
I don't know.
Whatever happened to drop your weapon?
Right.
That was never said. It was get on the ground, get on the ground.
Right.
When you was getting out of the car, you knew you was going, you knew it was a knife on the scene. They told you that. The person that called told you she had a knife.
But wait a minute. Hold on. Because we don't know what the dispatcher told the police.
Right. Now that part you don't know.
Okay.
We hear the dispatch call. We hear the 911 call. We don't know what dispatch told the officer to dispatch them to the scene.
And that's how stuff trickle all the way down.
Yeah.
Because you didn't say be advised.
Right. Right.
On the scene, there's weapons. Don't say
this. And when we talk about training, and I want y'all to hear me well. When we're talking about retraining or better training or whatever this is, just like we picking this apart, these are the kind of things that need to be done in the training. And then when y'all take them through the simulation, give them these kind of situations.
And that's why y'all need focus groups.
You
need focus groups, civilian people, regular people who who live in different areas and can tell you what kind of scenarios go on where they live.
It's like Amir Rice, the little 12-year-old in the park.
12. You
playing with a toy gun. A toy gun.
Selling toy guns, but you shoot a child for having one?
Right.
And didn't say come up, or didn't say, I would have came up on the scene seeing that he's that young and said, boy, drop your weapon. And he would have probably at 12 years old probably been like, this
would have been scared. Yeah.
This is fake. This ain't even real. This is a toy. That's probably what he would have did at that age.
Right.
And you could have did that from the car as well. Use that thing that you got. That little boy should not have died.
Right.
You could have said, drop your weapon from the car. He'd have been able to say, like you said, Dr. Martin, he would have been able to say, it's not real. It's not real. He would have dropped the shit out that damn gun.
Right. Right.
At 12, you telling me you so scared? You
now listen, I want to put this into
from your car.
because wait a minute. Do y'all remember what a couple years ago, was it 2019, I think it was, here in Atlanta, where the police officer was called to a scene and there was like 5 or 6 young black boys. It was a black officer. All we heard was the parents, "Don't shoot him, officer!
We
Don't shoot
talked
him! They
about
just
that.
16, they just
And he was
16."
trying to de-escalate it.
And what it was, his call was, "I got boys up in here with a gun, and they were at the gas station. Okay,
Remember, we talked
they
about
had a
that when it
gun
happened.
and carried on." When the officer came up, he saw the same group of boys. All he knows, one of them got a gun. So when he pulled his weapon, that was to see down, where is it? Okay, he said, "I'm not going," and he trying to shut everybody up. "I'm not going to shoot them. One of them got a gun." Okay.
And you could
Then when
clear
it
hear
came
him clearly
down,
saying it.
he said, "Listen," he said, "don't pay attention there. I need y'all to focus on me.
Sure
Focus
did.
on me.
He
Tell
sure
me
did.
where you
Where
put
the
the gun."
is.
Mm-hmm.
They said, "We dropped it. Show me where it is. And keep your hands up." Then he put his gun up. And when he showed them that damn gun looked real as hell. It was a BB gun,
It
a
was a
pistol.
BB gun. And I knew probably
Okay.
exactly what it looked like because I've had one.
Yeah.
That 9mm BB gun that I had with the CO2 in it and the metal BBs will tear you.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They look real.
The air
My son
gun.
used to always be like,
Yeah.
"No, you can't hold it.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
can
so
absolutely not use this.
what
Because
ended
if you
up
take it
going
outside, you will
through
die."
was the officer. It was a teachable moment because he didn't send him to jail. He wasn't going to give him no ticket because that experience was enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, all we got in the news were them damn loud ass parents.
They shouldn't
He
have
pulled a
did
gun. He shouldn't have did that. That traumatized my child. Bitch, where's the part? Where is the part that the child said this boy got a gun?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, where is that? Then you want to say that, well, it was just he had to
It
show that
doesn't matter.
he took that
Right.
BB gun and took his gun and put them side by side. He said, "Look
Sure
at this.
did. He said, "Look."
Look at this."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "You could have died because this looked just like mine."
And
Mm-hmm.
instead of those
Okay.
parents saying, "Thank you for
Boom.
not killing our babies and trying to teach them a lesson,"
Right.
he did pull the gun on them. But because he was called, two teenagers
Because they had a
having
damn gun.
gun.
And that's the
All
part
you
that
had was
everybody
all of this.
wait.
All of this.
No.
Oh my God.
Because somebody did acknowledge it. It was the bitch that was and I'm gonna say the bitch because I believe he was a queen. And little Miss Steen was sitting up there trying to get some camera time, okay, and trying to be the
You sound
spokesperson
like my husband. My husband always says that. They just try to get that camera time. Lord.
because it was
Yeah.
because you sit up there. He said this. Okay, yeah, we understand that they may have had a gun, but it was just a BB gun. But why would you traumatize a child like that? What part of that sentence make motherfucking sense? What part of that sentence makes sense?
Because I'm still like, that
Then
could
he
have went
said,
a whole different
he
way
said,
had it not been that black officer.
he
Right.
said everybody's going to focus on the gun, but nobody's going to focus on the fact that these were kids.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes sense where? See, and I'm using that example because, see, again, I'm on this age thing because everybody talking about this is a 16-year-old that was killed. Okay. And we on this age, a 16-year-old with a knife who was going in to kill, or at least at the bare minimum, really hurt this girl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I want us to come out of a lot of kids ain't kids no more.
They're not.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's why I said I'm not trying to be
the
smart,
one thing
but they ain't look like no 16-year-old.
that we have to understand about kids nowadays. This is why I get very, very livid when we start talking about, well, what about the children? What about the damn kids? because you done gave them everything. They in your room on your phone, sitting up here doing God knows what, searching everything on this damn web. Kids ain't kids no more.
And y'all about to hear
Games they
just
play,
how much they ain't. When y'all
you don't
hear
even
Lily
let them
about to
have
get her
children's
ass whooped,
games
if
anymore.
she don't get out this grown folks' living room.
Okay, by the time they're 9 or 10 years old, honey, if you have not instilled in them childhood games, old maid,
All right.
hands up to
Fish,
85,
tennis, all of that.
okay, whatever that is, if you have not instilled in them that coloring books and things of that nature, if you ain't got them into that, by the time they're 10 years old, these kids grow up so damn fast, they ain't kids no more.
They not.
And you cannot say what a child can and will or won't do. Okay.
Look,
Unless you are
this
actively
is Lily's phone.
okay.
This is an iPhone 11 Pro, somebody something.
Right.
Now I do have more than one phone, but I got a business and a personal life. This is grandma's iPhone.
You're grown though. You paying your own bill.
Look.
Say that.
Grandma's iPhone 6. Lily's. You see where Lily phone at?
Okay.
Lily phone. Right with grandma. You cannot use it if you ain't right next to me. I don't know who you calling. If it ain't your mama, you can't call. Your daddy calls on my phone.
How about that?
Your sister on my phone because your sister got the other Android that grandma got. So you want a video with her. So you use this one. You cannot. I went in that room today. I said I could catch you on YouTube one more time. Watch me tear your ass up.
Okay, right.
If you don't monitor what they're doing, then you cannot be mad later when your kids are out acting a damn fool.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
We out in that back deck earlier, blowing bubbles, just running and playing with bubbles.
What kids
playing
do.
with the Jenga, the Barbies. Lily got the Barbies with disability. Last week, what was that? A week before last, I got her the Barbie with the prosthetic leg. She has a Barbie that has vitiligo. I'm about to order the other one with the Barbie in the wheelchair. She has all the different things so that I could teach her that everybody is different.
Everybody's different.
But everybody's special in their own way. Nobody's better than me. I still ain't got on the floor with it and played jacks because I ain't got my mind wrapped around the patience for her because y'all know I'm cool. I'm quick with jacks. But I'm going to teach to her because I ordered the jacks.
Right.
We're going to get on the floor and play some jacks. She's coloring. She's drawing pictures every day. Her and my other granddaughter get on the phone. They video and they both draw pictures together and then they get up and show each other the pictures that they draw. Y'all don't understand. You cannot wait until that, like me, you can't wait till they get 9 and 10 and then they ain't got no respect.
Right. Oh.
You better say
respect. And everything they learned came from one of these.
Right. Exactly. You know, so this is where a lot of this comes into play because for those who want to keep talking about criminals, these are criminals and the police need to do their job and blah. I'm going to say the parents got to do a better job.
There you go.
Okay,
Amen.
and I'm gonna say a better job because I'm not gonna say you're not doing your job. We're gonna say you need to do a better job, and that
because we already know when we do a good job,
it's not good enough.
Chance that your child might not come home when he walk out that door. We talked about this the other day. Ashley, you down there, Bougie Thifty, you down there. We talked about it. Some people, you know, our other counterparts don't have to have the same conversations that we got.
Right.
With our kids. When you walk out the door, if the lights come on behind you in the car, this is what you need to do. They don't have to have that conversation.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
My kids are grown. And I mean grown. The youngest is about to be 24. I tell them all, if you get pulled over by the cops, before they get out that damn car, you push that button. You push the button and you get me or your father on the phone. And then put your hands on that wheel and do not move them off.
Right.
You keep us on the phone. You won't even got to say nothing. So
I
they
got
don't even
to
have to know.
And that didn't even work with Deontay, did it? Because the cop told him to hang the phone up on his mom.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what
hang
I'm
it up.
saying. You ain't even got to say nothing to her. Just keep us on the phone.
Right.
If you can't let us know where you at because one of us coming.
Here is where
they don't have to have that conversation. And it's not against like our white friends or anything like that, because I know there are some Caucasian people, we seen it now. They coming out more than they ever did before. But at the end of the day, you have to understand the conversation that you have to have with your children and the conversation that I got to have with my kids when they leave out the door is two totally different conversations.
But let's do this.
It is.
Let's do this because see now that we have our Ivory brothers and sisters who are absolutely coming out of the woodworks again to say, let's stop this. Now we got to encourage y'all. We can't have this fight for y'all. Because y'all got to go to y'all people and be like, listen, y'all got to have those hard conversations internally, just like we got to have the hard conversations to talk about Chicago and carrying on why everybody wants to talk about black on black crime, which is a military. I mean, not a military. That's a political.
That's a political term.
Black on black crime is a political term because you never hear white on white crime. That's the time I started saying it. Every time I start saying something and seeing stuff, I said, "Oh, that's white on white crime." Everybody look at me like I done said something
people
crazy.
Don't realize you're killing within your community.
Right.
Everybody is.
So
They're
we
just
have to
spotlighting it on us.
Exactly. We have to have and do better jobs so that we have to recreate that narrative. I'm hoping and wishing and praying that somehow or another that the hood could stop being the fucking hood. Okay, that we can stop glorifying the hood, okay, because we have allowed ourselves to identify our blackness based on what you can and cannot do in the hood. Okay, we see ghetto fabulous as success. To be able to say, okay, yeah, I can flaunt and carry on because I got this and I got that, because I got a gold grill on my teeth. And because I got my big bag and I get my hair done, and I got the latest phone, and all these material things that we claim are supposed to be success statuses, we sit up there and we put you in the projects.
Right.
You in the project, you still paying.
Because I need to know: are you encouraging your children to read some books so they don't have to?
You know,
I need to know these things.
Even you know what? And even if you started them reading Iceberg Slim and damn Donald Owens, at least they're reading.
And I'm gonna tell you something, Meech. When Molly was having trouble with reading, I did not. That's when I was into my urban novels. That's what they call it, urban novels. That's when I was in my urban novel phase, because y'all know I love to read. Molly was having trouble reading, and one day he picked up one of my books. And when I tell you, when he came back a couple days later, he told me every single part of what all the parts of the book were happening.
Right.
I was conflicted.
Right.
I
Right. Right.
He's 12. I don't want him reading this. I called his teacher. I said, hey, I know he has trouble reading this stuff, and as his mom, I'm conflicted because he picked up one of my urban novels and he read it. He got into it and he read it.
Right.
The teacher said, and it always make me laugh because it was like the same laugh from Bringing Down the House. She said, is he reading? I said, yes. She said, let him read it.
Right. Let him read it. Right.
It's better coming from your house than it is somebody else's.
Boom.
Right.
And then he was able to come to you to tell you what the story was about.
And that's how we start doing
dialogue.
Like,
boom. There you go.
Okay.
You know.
And I wouldn't give it to him until I read it first.
Right. Exactly.
Mom, can I read this? No, because I ain't read that one yet, but you can read this one.
Right.
Because I'm gonna know if you BSing me.
Exactly.
I done read
it. Exactly. And these are the things that I really want us to start doing. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna challenge us as a company, Dishing Tea and Atlanta Hot and Artist First and Night Hot Network. So we need to have this kind of content. We need to start creating the content. We keep hearing the argument, well, child, there ain't no books on parenting, honey. There ain't no books nowhere on parenting. Yes, there are. We're the books. We're the books.
There's mine. I wrote it.
Okay.
The books.
Okay. There are books, and what we have to do is to make sure that we get information out there, because there is no one right way to do it. Everybody
right.
has to say what works best for them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep hearing um Eddie Levert in my head, because he wrote the book about, about raising his kids, and the loss of father losing both his sons. And he talked about the kind of father that he was to his boys. He said, now, this ain't, it ain't how we did it, it's how we did it, because this worked for us, and carried on, and how they established relationship. I have a problem with folks calling their parents by their first name, but if that's what works in your household, who am I? As long as you raise some decent children. Okay, something happened in our town. Okay. Oh, I know that book.
This is the book I bought for Lily when we just left Philly. She was having trouble reading it, and it's about a police officer shooting a child.
Oh wow!
It's a kid's book. So, Lily,
wow!
I paid $20-something for this book. I'm gonna be somebody else.
Not tearing the pages.
Now I ain't gonna get her.
She must have liked that part. She must have liked that part.
Because y'all know the twins was here. So I ain't gonna
yeah. Derek, you had your hand up. What you trying to say?
Yeah, what I wanted to say, I wanted to tell people, I wanted y'all to know, when Mish was talking about the hood and all that good stuff, but I do want you guys to know that we do say thank you for the ones who lived in the project and used it as a stepping stone and not a way of life.
Right.
We don't want y'all to think that we bashing everybody that live in the hood in the project, because it's not like
amen.
that.
Amen.
Yeah, and that's good that you put that proviso there, because most of us come from meager beginnings. Okay.
Yeah.
And we all know what meager beginnings mean, honey. We were poor.
Ain't nobody had nothing. How about that?
Okay, okay. You know what it was to have cereal for dinner. Okay, right. If you had that. Okay.
I kind of like breakfast for dinner, so hey.
Okay. But we learned that, but at the same time, because when we were kids, that was our whole, making sure you eat from the 4 food groups, and making sure you had a meat and a starch and a vegetable on the plate and all that old jazz. And there were times when there was no meat. How many y'all remember the times growing up, because you didn't have no meat, you didn't think it was dinner?
No, not for me, because it was many nights we didn't.
It wasn't dinner.
I never could understand how sometimes Caucasian counterparts said macaroni and cheese was dinner.
The whole dinner. Now, the only thing I'm gonna say to y'all is my grandma used to say all the time, I didn't really want meat, so it didn't bother me. She said I wanted to eat rice and gravy every day.
Right.
And so I can't get mad at Lily, because Lily be wanting me to make her rice.
You sound like you was from the island.
But my grandma said I did too. So, but I definitely get what you're saying though, because Brian says that all the time. If me and the kids make something, and it's like, I might make some fish and some vegetables. He's right. Where's the starch?
Where's the starch? Right, because it ain't a full dinner.
And I'm like,
exactly.
We don't always eat starch. What are you talking about? You can't have that without that. Or if we say we want a little bit of pasta and some vegetables, where the meat at? I'm like, Brian, everybody don't eat meat all the time. He was like,
exactly.
Like you said.
And we can't.
It is.
We come up in that, and we know what it was. And for those of us who, when you had to make a wish sandwich, and you sat down there, all y'all had was Miracle Whip and some bread. You had Miracle Whip sandwiches, or better yet, some bread and butter, or some sugar sandwiches.
I had syrup sandwiches.
Are those white Kraft cheese chunks?
Now listen, I used to make my toast.
There you go.
And put syrup on there.
That's right.
It tastes so good.
So that you pan fried the toast.
Buck is down in the thing, and I told Buck
and
it was ask you, Meech.
And that toast became a treatment when mommy or grandma had strawberry preserves. Then the toast was a treat.
Okay, right.
Okay, right. Buck said up there in Detroit, they was giving out the baskets, and guess what they had in them? Guess what they had?
What?
The cheese. I said, I know you lying. I said, if y'all got it, ask me to find out where it's at in Atlanta, because I don't care what y'all say. That's the best grilled cheese ever on the planet from that cheese. Meech, we need to find where it's at. But said they got it up in Detroit. We need to know if it's here in Atlanta.
Well, you know what? I'm looking at that. Okay, aha, she said virtual hug. Okay, okay. Understand, honey. Breakfast for dinner, yes, baby. But see, we knew what that was of coming up with having little of nothing. And sometimes it was nothing, honey. Sometimes you went to bed hungry. Or how about this, where you sat down there and because dessert was, you always heard somebody say, what we having for dessert? You know, when you went over to other folks' house, we didn't have, a lot of times, we didn't have dessert stuff. You know, that was on Sundays when you went over to
And
grandma's house.
birthdays, look, birthday.
Okay, or birthday or holidays. Right. The fuck is a damn dessert? You don't get no dessert. No, you know, we saw that on TV. Okay, no, you finish your
Your
dinner, you go
dessert
to
is
bed.
vegetables, baby.
Right.
Or think about when you saw your mother learn how to make some stuff stretch because it's a bunch
How?
of y'all.
What you say your
Oh yeah,
dessert
yeah.
was vegetables? Okay.
When you learned how to make
Yes.
those big meals, like I got 5 kids, right? And y'all know Mitch know, because he make it all the time. I make it a homemade hamburger helper.
Yes, Lord.
Oh
Mine
yeah.
tastes better than
Oh, I
anything in
still
a
make
box.
it. I still make
Girl,
Mine
it.
tastes better than anything in
listen,
any
that's a
box.
staple over here, child.
Because
When I'm
I either
in a
got,
cooking mood, that's about 3 or 4 times a week. Yeah.
listen, I either got the egg noodles and I'm making that homemade gravy,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm getting the elbow macaroni and that cheese in that meat.
See?
There's too many kids in my house to keep buying 5,000 boxes of hamburger helper.
Right,
Not when I can
right.
buy a box of macaroni, some Velveeta, and some ground beef. Not when I could buy a bag of egg noodles for $1, make some damn gravy and some ground beef. Are you kidding me? We
Hello.
know how to make that food be able to do what it needs to do for the kid. And a lot of people don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Well, that's why we live in a microwave society. Most people don't even know how to cook.
And I had
Oh,
to
you
say
see?
that to Lily's mom. I'm like,
Wait a
I
minute.
cook for her. I get up and make her breakfast before she sit at that computer and go to school. We get
Listen.
up every day. She eats breakfast. Before that, then they done moved the lunch up early now. How you got lunch at 10:30? You just ate breakfast at 8:30. But she's not
That's
hungry
why
when
they
it's time
hungry
for the
when
lunch.
they come home from school. They
But
ain't
guess
even
what I
eating
do
right.
then? Because she's not hungry right then, right at 2, she get out at 2:30. Right at 2, I start making her some lunch.
Right.
So by the time she get all the way out the class, it's done. She eating again. You gotta
Okay.
think about these kids and how you need to do it. I don't buy no microwaves because she like to warm stuff up in the microwave. That's pretty much all we can
That's
do.
you know what? Now when we were kids, that's how we used to call it the heating tray or the heating
That's
plate.
all it was.
Oh
It was
yeah,
just
yeah.
to heat it up.
We,
It wasn't about cooking nothing in no damn microwave. What
only
what
thing
you
I'm
talking about?
cooking in the microwave is my damn popcorn, if you want to call that cooking.
I don't remember even having a microwave. And even popcorn, we had that. Remember that
The
kind of
Jiffy
popcorn
Pop.
that had?
The
The
Jiffy
Jiffy
Pop,
Pop.
honey. Hello.
Right. I'm saying now all I put in the microwave to, if you want to call that cooking.
Oh yeah,
is
yeah.
my popcorn. I don't even like warming most of my food up in the microwave because it give it a different taste.
It gave it a different taste and texture, yeah, because you can't warm up fried chicken out. It gets
No.
soggy.
No.
No, you
Lily
lose all
said,
the
remember you
crisp,
can put
honey.
your pizza in the oven. No, ma'am, I cannot. That's what I was just eating. I put my piece of pizza in the oven and warm
Right.
it up.
Hello.
I'm not putting that in the microwave. The bread get all.
Right. And we did all, and we took this memory lane, honey, because we had to get back to some sense of
Basic.
basics,
Yeah.
some semblance of it, so where we know how to take the building blocks. It's like, you know how when you get so far into something that you realize that it's going wrong and there's no way to recover it. You know, it's a lot of time, but you have to scrap it and
You
start
might have
over.
to start over, baby, and that you can't be
A
scared
point
to
of no
start
return.
over.
Right.
You
Okay. And
cannot be afraid of starting over.
I think that there is something that we have to get into as far as our community. We need to take this ghetto mentality and scrap it and start over. Because we have allowed ourselves, we let the TV do it. Listen, we're writers at Kano. We need to show a different side of the ghetto. It ain't always about we need to show the
The
positive
hardworking
hustlers.
people.
You know, we need to show the
Right.
the logistic, the legalized hustles. You
Yeah,
understand? Because
I grew up in the hood, and I had a father and a stepmom, and back then we still had large families. So I grew up in the projects, and we had a 5-bedroom townhouse.
right.
Two
Okay.
people sleeping in that room. My mother, as I call her, my stepmom was a domestic engineer, and my father worked for the
Come
city of
on.
Minneapolis. And we were there I was in the second grade, and by the time I got to, back then it was called junior high school. The day we went to junior high school, that was the same day that we moved from the projects to our own house.
Right. Okay.
Right.
And see, we have to, and see, that's another thing. Houses don't come like that much anymore without it costing an arm and a leg in the project for those who got all these kids and
Right.
carrying on. You know what I'm saying? So these are some of the things that we have
We
to
could talk about
invest
a whole
in.
lot.
You know,
When you just said, like, even when we talk about the legitimate side of the hood, and we're not even always talking about the ones who got the regular jobs, that just sparked something. I was on Bigo one morning, right, and it was the guy when he's from Philly, and he was like, hey, I'm down here and I'm getting my oil changed and stuff. He had a little young guy who do his car. He said, I always bring my cars to him and everything. That baby was changing the oil with 2 turkey pans.
see, yeah,
But you know what? He could have been somewhere trying to knock somebody upside the head.
exactly,
He was there doing what he learned how to do, and he did it with the best what he had.
exactly,
Because we will make something out of nothing in a.
exactly.
And so those people, your corner mechanic or your corner Mr. Fix-It guy, y'all know it was always that one person in the neighborhood who could fix everything.
Everything,
You
right?
take whatever you got to them, and somehow they made it work.
Well, one thing, things have gotten so it's like a two-edged sword, because things have gotten so technical at the same time. Like, you can't fix a car like you used to could fix it. There used to be, like you said, a mechanic everywhere, but it was basic mechanics. You know what I'm saying? Our cars were basic. Now they got all these electronic things in there and all this other stuff.
Right.
You have to be a rocket scientist. Take the thing out to change the light bulb in it now, or the headlights in it now. So, but one of the things, there's a few things that I'm looking at when I think about what you're trying to say, Meech, is we got, getting back to the basics, but we got to get we got to get the school districts. I mean, there's just a lot of work for us to do. We got to get the school districts involved. They passing kids don't know. They still don't know how to read. They trying to hold back our kids, and their kids is getting a better, they get a better education because they got more money. So but it starts with the parenting at home, one thing. But when you know that parents are having a hard time, that's when. And I hate to say this, but we all have a job to do, whether you have kids or not. If it means going and taking a 2 or 3 kids and saying, you know what, I'm gonna help this mom over here, help her. I see she's struggling with kids.
Right.
But right now, everybody is so self-centered, even in our age group.
Right.
We ain't got time for nobody. We ain't got to do nothing. And I was just talking about that earlier. I was talking about the shootings and all that I just did a little quick. I was just so upset over everything, the guy Brown that just got shot like 5 times in his car, and they said shot him in the back yesterday. Just got shot yesterday, in South Carolina or North Carolina. And they was putting him up they had him up for a warrant. They were supposed to be trying to give him a warrant. And apparently they came up on him, and he was supposedly a drug dealer, so they said, but he didn't have no weapon. And his family was like, he never carried weapons. So that already tell me he probably wasn't no real drug dealer, because he ain't carrying no weapon. But it's just sad, and I was just really upset with so I got on and did my little Facebook thing. But the thing that I see is there are so many places we need to start at: home, school, churches.
Okay, look, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? The churches has gotten to the point, and I drill this on my show on Monumental Moments and the other one, because the churches have gotten so into they want their pastor. The pastor wants all of this, and the congregation and the people in the congregation is going to hell because they don't know how to reach anybody, because all they're worried about is the next dollar coming in the church, and the kids don't have anywhere to turn to. There's no neighborhood stores. There's no neighborhood families. There's no neighborhood the neighborhood is not a village anymore. You don't know your neighbor, all that stuff. So the kids have nobody to turn to if mama and daddy have to be out of work. Usually daddy ain't even in the house. So they don't.
And that's for those who got 2-parent households, because daddy is always working. See, and let's go there.
Wait. These days, mama may be the one working and daddy ain't got no job.
I'm stressing that because, you know, back when we were kids, most of us came up in 2-parent households for those who did. Okay. In the 70s, we got a little different. Okay. Because that's when we started seeing a lot more single parents. Okay.
But it was a system. It was a system that did that too.
It was the system. It was. It much so. But we still had, there was enough of us that still had 2-parent households. But when we had the 2-parent households, daddy was most of the time gone until he was a weekend dad, because that's the only time you saw him. You know, when he was at home for some time, it was on the weekends because he was always working, you know. And then when he come home, you only got a couple of hours, you know, because
daddy is tired and you gotta
get tired, you finna go eat, you know, and you got a couple of hours, and then you got to go to bed to get ready for school, and then
a lot of them daddies was weekend drunks.
And then you had that.
Part too.
Okay. You know, they can work a full week, but that weekend come, they drunk as
back then, all they knew was they were supposed to be the provider. The provider and the disciplinarian. That was
exactly. And that's what comes into. I wish I had been on that Vigo with the male conversation, because with Buck,
you
because
what day Buck, make sure you tell Meech what day and what time that is.
I got to, because part of these particular conversations, you know, a lot of what's going on when we're talking about police brutality and carrying on, I'm pissed completely. I'm pissed because when we talk about this, I don't hear my power to the people children, who you keep talking about the image of the black man and how the black man is this and the black man is that. But we had a 1 million man march that was supposed to have done something. Okay. Here we are 25, 26, 28 years later. Okay, whatever this is, we almost 30 years in. And what came from that outside of a bunch of talk? That was supposed to be the Day of Atonement. What came from that? I didn't go because as a gay man, y'all didn't include me.
And
you did not include me.
That was a day where so many of y'all came together in peace.
In
so
peace.
That shows
and
that you can.
Yes.
That means that you can come together and make some stuff happen. So where's the next step?
Where's the next step? What happened to it? Because there's a breakdown somewhere.
Well,
okay,
sorry. You just said give me up too, because you just said that you wasn't invited because you was a gay man. That's a problem I have with the church too. I love the church. I love God. I love God, and I love God's people, and I understand where people think, because in the Word of God that we all, just like I got sin. Your sin is no different than my sin when it comes to God. So I don't even like to hear all that. But to have people that you don't invite people to certain things and exclude them over a situation where, what makes them think that you won't have nothing to offer to the community because you gay? You know, because some kids ain't even got a gay person in life.
How about that?
You know what I'm saying?
The fact that we say that we are made in God's image.
Yeah.
If you believe that we made in God's image, when I'm talking to God, then it's my image. So then therefore God would be this for me.
Right.
So
because God
what makes you think that my brothers over there, down there?
Because God changes whom he may when he gets ready. If he decides to at all.
Exactly. But I'm saying, like, who is it for anybody to judge anything? Because I say this to people all the time. Ain't nobody gonna know who got it right until we close our eyes. So if you live your life and try to be the best person that you can be as a person, you got enough to worry about you and probably your own offsprings.
Right.
So trying to condemn somebody.
Well, really, you can't even worry about your own offsprings, because they got a God to listen to themselves. You can only teach them when you can only train up a child.
Right. And I was going to say, coming from that motherly thing, we know even when they get grown, we still worry. So if you want to worry about somebody, can you worry about your own children? Stop trying to judge everybody. You muted. You muted, Derek. You muted.
You muted.
He just a talking.
I'm like, we ain't heard
You're
nothing.
muted. There you go.
In order for us to get things together as black brothers, we need to invite everybody to the table.
Yes.
Period. Because
You
if
can't
you
say
don't,
Black Lives
then
Matter
we
and
as
then
black
put their
brothers
lives on it.
will never ever be on the same level at any given point in time. Period.
Right.
I'm still trying to find out what do your sexuality got to do with you fighting for the cause.
It don't.
Not a damn thing.
I'm trying to figure it out because can't nobody explain that to me. What you love and care about physically had to do with us fighting for a cause to save us as a people? Not a damn thing, and ain't nothing you can tell me on this planet that's going to make me change my mind.
Right. One thing I tell people because I have been known to stay on monumental moments when I'm teaching, when I'm actually scripture reading and teaching. I say what's on my heart and I say what God give me. But I always tell people I'm not in judgment of anybody. I can't stand in judgment of anybody because that's not my call. At the end of the day, you have a God you got to listen to. God judge. God is the one that the ultimate. And just like when they were talking about, somebody mentioned, well, George Floyd, he did all this stuff, and he probably, I don't remember, I saw it on somewhere on social media, said, well, he died, he probably went to hell anyway. And I said, what a horrible thing to say. What a horrible thing to say.
And I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with that.
I'm gonna tell you
because he called for his mama before he took his last breath. So in my eyes, his mother was there to meet him.
Right. He said, well, see, and I don't know where his mama's at because I don't know nothing about her. But the thing I was gonna say is he gave up his spirit. He gave up his spirit before he died because he said, I surrender. I'm through. He said, I'm done.
He said, I'm done. He said, I'm done.
So where do you think he was already in what do you call that? Delirium or whatever that. He was already
he knew that was it.
That man, I believe God took his soul.
Okay.
Really. He had a chance to get it right. Even though he had at least 9 minutes and 29 seconds to get it right. Tell me that.
Okay. Baby.
And the fact that what's happening to you in the way that it's happening to you. See, everybody want to talk about how God going to do this and how God going to do that. You don't know what He's going to do.
We don't know because the Bible says it is not. Our thoughts are not His thoughts, and our ways are not His ways. High and lifted up in His train enter the temple. Woo, Jesus, hallelujah. I'm sorry.
Okay, don't be sorry. The thing of it is, see here, what this is when it comes down to going back to basics, because that's one thing that is part of the basics for us, particularly as a people. And that there is, we have some form of foundation of a spiritual belief, whether regardless of what denomination or whatever your belief system is.
There ain't no denomination going to heaven.
We had say that one more time.
There's no denomination going to heaven. No denomination.
Okay, say that. So with that, whatever your belief system is to get you there, that there was always a foundation. That's the family dynamic was that. Okay, it gave you a sense of hope, a sense of expectation to rise above and this and another. Someone to cry out to when stuff got wrong or bad or things of that nature. And it's also very subjective, and that's the beauty of it. The idea of all of that is very subjective. So it's not one size fits all because it's going to mutate. As you grow, as your experiences grow, it's going to dictate differently. And then that's how your faith grows and this, that, and other, because as you experience life, you know what your higher power has brought you through.
Right.
That's how come the song say, you can't tell it, let me tell it what the Lord has done for me.
Hallelujah. You better say that.
You can't tell it like I can. Okay, you can't tell it like I can. Let me tell it. Okay.
Yes.
See, that's what the song say. And so because of that, these are some of the jewels that we as a people have lost. And even though for those of y'all who want to debate that Christianity was given to us as slaves, you're right, and carried on. The thing is that we have taken it and made it our own to make it work for us. Okay. So whatever that is that you have to work for, we made it work so that it got us through and gave us hope and gave us vision and gave us, light and love and carrying on. Now we got, when we say go back to basics, some of those same things need to be restructured back into the
Yes.
course and the fabric of who we are so that we can have hope again. A lot of what we're seeing today, most of our babies have no sense of hope. A lot of these kids are not expected to see 30 years old.
Right. Right.
And we ain't helping them. That's the
And,
whole thing.
and
We're not helping that.
how can we? When Big Mama want to sit down there and date her granddaughter's friends.
Come on.
All right now. You
Listen, I
talking
have
right
to
now.
keep telling people.
Yeah.
And it's no secret. When guys try to talk to me and stuff like that, and the first thing I ask is, how old are you? Sweetheart, if you ain't at least, and this is if you ain't at least 45,
I know.
please don't
Yeah.
look over here. I done heard so many people tell me they in their 20s, in their 30s. I said, first of all, my sons will kill you. That's cute. I'm flattered. Baby,
Right.
I need your life on my hands. Age
Okay.
ain't nothing but a number. I don't care what
I
you
know
talking
that's
about,
right.
child. Look, age ain't nothing but a number, child. I don't care what you talking about. I'm gonna need you to go
It
that
won't be
way,
no
sir.
number.
Exactly. Because see, right now
Because
you're
this
not
age is 50.
right, and
And
you're not looking at building anything, honey. All you want is you just want companionship and repercussion, thinking you're doing something,
I'm
sugar.
trying to tell you now, and I'm gonna tell you right now,
Right.
if I was only in it to, hey, if I
Right.
was a sexual being and that was my thing, it might not be that big of a problem for me. But
It's
I'm
not
not
for
Then you
you.
would
that
have to
sexual
be
of a
teaching them
being.
all the time.
But I'm not that sexual of a being, so that part don't matter to me. Young man,
Okay.
if you the same age as my kids, what do we have to really talk about? Have
Hello.
you traveled? Have
Nothing.
you studied? What do you do? What if your favorite rapper is a mumble rap rapper?
Right.
This is not what you want.
My son is 33 and my daughter's 35. And my son said, "Ma, this guy saw you on Instagram or something." And he said, how old is that chick right there? And he goes, "That's my mom." And
I
he was
told
like,
my
"Oh,
son
I was,
about my
you
son
know,
told the man in the pizza place before he was about to burn it down.
yeah." I was like,
Because the guy said, I didn't hear what your girl said she wanted. My son said, that's my mom. He said, that's your mom? I turned around because I said, what is? He said, do you know I'm going to burn this down? I said, that's my mother. I said, oh.
Okay.
And it's just my particular thing because I need to know that I can learn from you.
Right.
And if you ain't got nothing to teach me and I have nothing to teach you because the things that I've been through or the places I've traveled or the things that I did, you have no interest in.
right.
So people need to think about that because we talk about that thing Meech all the time, relationship versus companionship.
Versus
Because see, even
companionship.
in
Right.
companionship and relationship, my companionship needs to still match for what I want. Because if I
Exactly.
can't talk to you intellectually, if you can't get up on this panel
Right. Ah, say it. Okay.
and
That
have a
part.
conversation with my
That part.
family,
Right there.
Right.
then
Okay.
let me know. And I don't give a damn if you're 25 or 55. If you can't do this, because I say that on my stuff all the time. Every old person ain't wise and every young person ain't dumb.
Right. Right.
Right.
But for me, there is
But I
an
don't want
age
to touch the young.
Okay. Listen.
because my
Okay.
oldest child is 34 and will be 35. My youngest child is 23, about to be 24. No.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. Well, listen, on that note, my darling, let's let the good people get on back to their Friday night. It's still early enough if y'all trying to get to a club.
I can still see the other half
Okay.
of Perry Mason. Sure can.
Well,
So
guys, guess
Okay.
what? I did see. I hopefully you guys will see it, but I did see Mortal Kombat today.
you saw it. Don't you say a word. Shut up.
I'm
Shut
not.
up. Today is Friday. Meech, what you doing tomorrow?
Huh?
What you gotta do tomorrow?
It's gonna be raining down here, so you want to come over?
We're gonna watch Mortal Kombat.
What is it on?
No, it's
HBO
new.
Max.
HBO Max.
Oh, okay. I
Or
think I
we could
got it.
go over to the. Ain't nobody gonna be in the theater like last time. It was only like 5 people in there. Y'all want to?
Okay, right. Hello. Right.
Just wear your
Okay.
mask. Wear your
We
mask.
used to be checking the theaters. Look, we be checking. If it's only
Oh,
about
honey,
4
listen.
people in there,
I like to go. I like to take that first show in the day. The very first open when it first opened, that first
There ain't
time
nobody
slot,
in
but
there.
ain't nobody there. Yeah. Yeah.
And everything is
Yeah.
freshly sanitized.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay. So all
I've
right,
only been to
listen.
one, but I'm going.
We're gonna let you guys get right because we tried to do that one time for Black Panther, honey, and did not realize that the school had rented out chair bad.
That
Anyway.
was so packed. We was almost in the front row. We was.
I was like, oh my.
Mitch,
Anywho.
thank you so much for allowing me to pop in. I appreciate it.
Oh, well, honey, listen, you was up in there stewing, girl. I said, oh, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah, let her up. Let her up.
Okay, and see, here's what it is. And I'm gonna say it like this because Buck think he got out of something because he was supposed to come up in here at 10:30, but because you came in, he just you was gonna be the family representative.
Yeah, that part.
How about we do this too? If Buck don't be coming up on the other day, just make sure he come on Sunday because y'all know when Lily be here, I be having to go to bed with Lily because she gotta get up so early for school and I have to get up with her. So
well, we got it. It's all under control, and we got that. We got some new things coming down the line. I keep saying that every week because we're in development of a couple of new things that's coming and things of that nature. And you guys, I think we got some stuff that you guys will enjoy. Okay, coming down the line. So just keep your head your head up and your ears open and your eyes, honey, focused.
As long as you keep your head to the sky.
Ow!
Yes.
Okay. So, all that being said, honey, I'm gonna let you guys go ahead on back to your perspectives, and we're gonna see you guys on the next time, honey. Come tomorrow. Let's see. I don't have any special guests on Saturday, so that's cute. But we're gonna just take it like we know it, honey. Okay. So on that note, honey, you may finish all of your crumpets, my darlings, because the tea has been dished, and you've been dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meech and Aunt Nikki and the big guy ally Big Red, and of course, honey, from our affiliates, honey. Oh, they're from the Night Hawk Network. We got your boy Derek with the Heleno twist over here. And the right reverend, the Dr. Evangelist, honey. This is Marla Fassi, honey. Coming up in here, honey, to keep us all grounded, although we done probably got to make her go pray, honey. She got to go
She going to the prayer closet when she
got to go screw up her ears with holy water, honey, because we done just contaminated her soul, honey.
Well, honey, you know before she come in the room, she say Jesus. Oh,
right.
Jesus.
She got to put in a whole
Jesus, take the wheel. Take the wheel.
Okay. So, honey, if you love us, tell all of your friends, honey. But if you hate us, you can tell all of your motherfucking enemies. But do know this. One way.
I thought he wasn't going to say it this time.
But you know this, honey. Everything that we're doing over here, honey, any way, shape, style, form, or fashion, honey, will move forward, darling, forward. So, all right, my darlings, all right, honey. That there is that. So, wait a minute before we go. I got to make sure y'all know I got to cue this up the right way. Because if I don't, I try to be cute and then hit the button and then it don't do. So I got to line it up. See what is going on. I've been doing this all day with this particular thing. I'm hitting something and then end up hitting something else. Okay, there we go. All right. So, hey, listen, it's live, and this is how God humbles me, honey. Because sometimes we try to clicker and dicker and nigger and flicker and all that until
I did too, but I wasn't gonna say nothing.
I was trying to clean it up. You weren't supposed to put it out. You were not supposed to put it out. I was trying to clean it up.
I just said Jesus.
I said, well, at least he got the first 2 letters right.
Hush. Okay, listen. Like I said, God humbles me.
she comes.
That was a Freudian slip. So
that's when you're speaking that unknown tongue. Sha-na-na-na.
I'm not trying to catch a lightning bolt messing around with you.
Listen, guys.
I could not be a part of it.
Me either.
Okay, you know what? No, I can't even do my done number.
Saints can have fun too.
Get us off of here before we
I'm
get all in
gone.
trouble.
Just bye.
Listen to the FCC. Lord have mercy.
We'll see y'all the next time. I can't even do my
See y'all
goodbye.
tomorrow. Make sure y'all here. Meet us here.